be silly. The world is flat.
I didn't say spinning in a circle. I meant spinning like a disc. Come on.
Well, clearly it's a frisbee.
Hey guys, what's up?
Everybody.
God damn it! Now they can see the camera angles.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Dice Ministry. Red chicks on Dice Ministry. I'm all fucked up. Semantics. Yeah. Where I dungeon master some D&D for these lovely ladies, and we get to hang out, and you guys get to make my life a living hell. Anyway, quick announcements.
Our best.
Before we hop into the game, few announcements. First off, streamers. These ladies over here.
Yes.
Make your announcements. Do your stuff.
I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at debug351, same as my Instagram, right down there. At noon, I do art. At 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I do video games or whatever the hell we're feeling that day. And then I also host Mondays with Ministry here on the Dice Ministry on Mondays at 1 p.m., where we paint minis or do other crafty things and have conversations with ourselves and with you guys.
And I stream normally on Mondays and Fridays, however, for the time being, because I just started a new job. I am on temporary hiatus from streaming until I get things figured out with my schedule and everything. But I will start streaming again, and it is at twitch.tv/trimtherogue. And don't forget to tune in on Sundays for our Natural One show.
Currently on hiatus.
That is currently on hiatus, at least for the next month. But when we do come back, we will make sure to make a huge deal on the social medias, so please make sure you keep an eye on it.
TCM Digital has just rated us with 5 friends.
Thank you.
Please follow TCM Digital. Lots of great content. Great gamer.
Yay!
And then make sure you tune in every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on Dice Ministry to watch these lovely ladies play some weird-ass shit.
No, anyone who ever accused D&D of being weird, but okay.
It's the most normal thing ever.
And then from there, we also have crafty people on the channel.
Were you going to say cracky people?
I mean,
I spent my day with a 1-year-old, alright? I haven't been talking a whole lot. Go ahead. Do your thing. Etsy stuff. Please.
We're Etsy peoples. Yay! So, I craft, obviously. My Etsy handle is GeekMeUpScotty, because why not? So currently I'm just doing dice assorted things, and I'm going Irish already. So I do things like necklaces and keychains and whatnot, so always in the works on other things. We'll see when they actually happen. But yeah, so Geek Me Up Scotty.
Cool.
Melissa, RPG Yogi, makes these nice elf ears. I'm not wearing, I'm pretending like I am. And she does Dice Joy as well. Check her out, The Chic Fae on Etsy. That's the CHICFEY. And I do dragon sacks. My shop is Dragon Sack. Make these lovely dragon testicles to hold your dice, assorted accessories, minis, whatever. But quick announcement, day after tomorrow, my shop will be going on hiatus to work on improving said sets. Just FYI. All our shops, 10% off if you use the code at checkout. Use it at checkout, Dice Ministry.
Which no one's used yet.
off.
Guys, seriously, take advantage of that. Like,
Yeah,
10% off, for sure.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
people have bought stuff and haven't used it. Anything else?
No, I'm done.
Ooh, special announcement. So, if you're interested in D&D, and of course you are because you're watching us, and if you aren't, then you should be. So the Arizona Game Fair is going on March 29th, 30th, and 31st. And it's not just D&D, it's a whole bunch of board games, other tabletop role-playing games. It's going to be fun for the whole family. They have games that you can sign up your kids for, you can sign up yourself. It's a whole lot of fun, and it's super inexpensive, guys. It's $45 for a whole weekend pass. And you'll see all of our lovely faces there because we got invited to play in the arena on Friday and Saturday. Yay! So we'll be playing there from 8 to 10 p.m. And we are doing giveaways. We don't know exactly what yet, but we'll be having giveaways during both of the games. So make sure you stop by. It'll be a whole lot of fun.
Yep.
So you can check out ArizonaGameFair.com, and obviously you can check out our Facebook or Instagram as well.
Yes, and give us all a follow. Give us all a like. All the updates show up throughout all our Instagrams and whatever else, Facebooks, whatever else
Snapchats,
we
and
use.
These
things.
guys need validations. Just kidding.
Yep, and
I think we saw a little bit of Stephanie Soul there for a second.
You don't have one.
All right. Anything else before we hop back in?
No.
Okay. Well, last we saw our heroes. You all have been locked in an intense airship battle over the Cordathan Ocean, defending the Hellcat, the airship you've all been on, from these two massive airships from the nation of Hykel, where Will is from. You defended semi-successfully. Your ship took a lot of damage, so did the other ships that were escorting you, one of which lost its entire crew, which has now kind of disappeared off the wayside.
And of Truth have subscribed to the channel
Yay!
Thank you.
for 3 months.
You all, locked in this battle, managed to stave off those that were looking to do you harm. Although, one person came up from the depths of the ship wielding what you thought was Asriel's sword, which you were sent to protect. Yes. They leapt off the ship and leaving you all a little confused with what was going on. But lo and behold, Syl had been stabbed multiple times and was lying in a pool of her own blood, dying. Perssie just managed to get off a healing spell right before she rolled a natural 1 on her last death saving throw. Yeah.
Them prayer beans coming in clutch.
Yep, sure do. So, she was brought back from the brink of death, informed you that she still had the real sword. The sword that this masked man made off with was a fake. After some discussion of to who that might have been, you came to a realization that he might have not be from this realm at all, and possibly working for the Medley, which Raksha has some ties with. But let's sort of pick back up. You all were on the deck of the ship having a discussion. Perssie in Drowish yelled at all of you to go to bed. Most of you did.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I made a really good intimidation check.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did. And
not everybody though.
No. But everyone, including the crew, has gone back down to the second deck to sleep. You've probably perched up on the aft castle on the ship behind the captain, who actually is not the captain at the moment. It's Oz, the half-elven navigator, who's actually flying the ship. That brings us to Perssie and Nasara, who are on the bow of the ship, having a conversation. You guys just decided to head down to the third deck to find some booze.
Some booze!
Because that's literally what you two do.
I have some of those.
I do too. Okay.
That's when they're filled. That's like we've got 6 pairs of teats.
God, that'd be amazing.
They sell those.
So I got really distracted.
So, you all make your way from the top deck.
Yes.
The two moons in the sky, shining down their blue and purple light on the seafloor beneath. You do see Oz up on the helm of the ship in control. What would you two like to do with the moment? If anything, besides go get drunk.
I'm just kind of like, I'm just waiting for Nasara because I'm giving her space because she's going through shit at the moment.
Yeah, that's just like really what I want to do is just get to the booze.
I'm just gonna find something completely different, like to distract her with.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check and just see if I like see anything out of place? Not like out of place, just like weird.
Sure, make a perception check.
Nope. Never mind.
You start to look around the third deck, but then you see the barrels where you know all the bottles of booze are, and you're just like, fuck it.
Right, so I'm gonna go to the barrels. And I'm gonna grab 2 bottles. I'm gonna hand her one.
Okay.
I'm just gonna cork it.
And it's that same super strong, nasty grog that you guys had before. But it's basically just like really, really, really strong rum.
Bet you can't chug the whole bottle. I'm trying to be a good friend here, okay?
You're trying to be a good friend right now? Alright.
I distract you.
I start chugging it.
Alright, make a constitution check.
No.
I think I only have.
There's two.
Seen
We
her
survived,
pass out before.
we survived a battle 500 feet above the fucking ocean. She's gonna die of alcohol poisoning.
Right?
I have she'll be fine.
15?
15. You get like halfway through before you hear like that hiccup where you're like, is it either she's either gonna puke or she's fucking golden. But she manages to tighten down and get the rest of the bottle.
Look at you.
I like totally missed.
Yeah, Nasara, you are fucked up.
Fuck.
Fucked up.
I think that's enough.
So I'm gonna get her to bed
Okay.
and be really fucking happy that I didn't have to talk about that because Persie's best trait is that she really avoids talking about emotions.
So, you all rest for the evening.
Get a long rest.
Yes, you all get a long rest. But you all find some sleep. The 5th day over the sea begins as every other day has so far. The bell ringing, Nasara, like you hear the bell, ding 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 ding, and it's just like in your head. Zagal calls for the crew to rise and come to the top deck to start work. Everyone eats a hasty breakfast, which is usually just like bread and maybe some ale or water.
Breakfast is
I look at the ale and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. So where am I? There we go. Everyone gets to work. You guys notice that there's a new person on board. Captain of the Typhoon, who jumped on board with you,
right.
is like a middle-aged Luskan man. Kind of slight frame, face weathered from the sun. He's got graying blonde hair, and these like bluish eyes. The skies are clear. The air is nice and cool. Is there anything you all would like to do? Oh, and at this point too, you are told that the Percheron, due to its damage, landed in the ocean and is sailing the rest of the way there. You guys are on your own. Okay. Going forward.
And we lost the third ship.
The Typhoon's gone.
Okay.
You have no idea what happened to it.
Okay.
So what would you all like to do?
I'm gonna head down
Day.
and is it Doran?
Doran. The gnome?
Yeah.
Delor.
I'm gonna go down and see if he needs any help or
Okay.
check on him and his brother. Make sure they didn't die.
No, everyone else on the whole crew survived.
Okay.
Nice.
But he does need your help. A lot of the brackets holding the crystals are heavily damaged,
Okay.
so he has you help with the repair of those. You spend a lot of time hooked to the bracket itself, hanging 500 feet over the water, helping him.
Was seating that bitch.
Yeah, you're basically a golden tool belt,
Yeah.
handing him tools, holding things for him as he's working away, not wearing a harness. He just has he holds on with one hand and hammers away or wrenches things need to be wrenched.
You know, I could teach you how to make one of these. It's a little safer. So you don't die.
I know how to make one.
Then why don't you use one?
This is more fun. As he goes back to working.
Okie dokie.
Is there anything else? You all
This
like
DM
to do?
doesn't make them gonna make athletic checks. I
Mm-hmm.
am pulling this one aside
He's
right
doing
after
some
breakfast.
Okay. So he approaches you, Perssie.
Morning. Morning. So I'm just gonna not even subtly, just drag you over to the sleeping area.
Hey, what's up?
Which is in the middle of the second deck.
I thought it was over to one side.
No, it's
Whatever.
both sides. Yeah.
Very inconspicuous.
Okay, whatever. I'm just going to a corner somewhere then. So you had a crown in your bag.
Yeah.
Why was there a crown in your bag?
Because there was a crown on the floor and there were people all over the place that were trying to steal shit off the ship and I didn't want anybody else to steal it.
Remember that you showed me your diary of your dream?
Yeah. Remember you promised not to tell anyone about it.
I haven't. But remember you said you weren't going to give in to that temptation either.
You make an insight check for me.
Oh, I was getting
Big
there.
insight.
Yeah.
Well, would be under, on one of the lower decks. Can I roll to see if I hear?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Ooh, I actually did good. Well, decent.
20.
20.
Ooh.
So you don't even, before you even get to realizing, if you can tell if she's telling the truth or not, you notice that Perssie looks like 20 years older. You see wrinkles, crow's feet at the edges of her eyes. The skin is a little looser off her hands. It looks like she's aged very quickly overnight.
What happened?
In regards
You looked in the mirror today?
no.
So, I don't know if you got visited by someone in your dream, but you look
Did I?
a lot older today.
It's a really rude thing to say.
I know, but this is how you know I'm your real friend. Only a real friend would say this.
So I'm gonna pull a mirror out of my pouch.
Sure, you have like a little bronze mirror. You look, and it's, for Yoon, it was a little weird. For you, it's like striking. How you just look, in half elven years, probably 60 years older.
So this is bad.
So, does this have to do with the crown or with your,
Yes.
yeah, both?
So when we were fighting up top, right, and I ran downstairs, well, you ran downstairs first. That was weird.
Yeah, I had a vision of you running downstairs, so I followed the vision you and got there before the real you. Visions are great.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had a vision that I ran downstairs, and I saw Sylvie in there, and I saw the person that attacked her, and apparently Vera wanted me to take the crown, and she told me if I didn't take it, that I would suffer for it. So, I mean, I took it. I did what she told me to do. I don't know why she's still punishing me. She didn't say I had to keep the damn thing.
Yeah, if you gave it back, you took it. That counts, right?
Apparently not.
So she can make you age.
I mean, she's a god. I'm sure she can do a lot of things. Damn it! I'm like a bajillion years older now. Bajillion is it's a number. Nothing but.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I don't know what she wants. She doesn't ever talk to me unless it's to give me this like strange cryptic directions, and then she just poofs. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
So if this is what she does when you follow her directions,
Apparently, she'll sound like technicalities.
what happens if you don't?
You make a religion check.
It's a good case. Hey, I actually am today. 18.
18. Thinking about it, you realize that Mavera not only is a god of death, not like the transition of death, but the existence of death, like the body as it is dead on the material plane. She is also the god of decay.
Okay. Does she have anything to do with your possible ascension?
I don't think so. I mean, it's not like I've talked to her about it. It's not like she has temples everywhere.
Yeah. Well, she communicates with you clearly enough, though.
Yeah. Clearly. I don't know what I'm supposed to tell everybody else. They're gonna notice. I mean, maybe not Sarah.
She looked pretty hungover.
She's been a little preoccupied, but
Yeah. You could always just tell them the truth.
yeah. Hey guys, I serve a super evil goddess, and she wanted me to steal this crown and betray you guys and turn you into my undead army. Like,
When you put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was it all that different with Luelda? Luelda had an evil god inside her head, kept everything hidden from us because she was worried of what we would think.
Luell didn't choose that.
You didn't choose to have a god telling you to do these evil things. You made a pact before you knew what it was.
That's a very Perssie thing to do.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a tendency in all of us. Just kind of lead without looking.
But what's more fun that way?
Yeah, maybe it's why we get along so well.
I mean, do you think if I like just don't mention it, that they won't mention it because they'll be too nice to mention it?
Our group too nice?
Yeah, you're right.
Not likely.
Right. So how about I go up top and you tell them? That's an awful idea.
Yeah. Because I'm not a liar, and so I'm not a good liar either, even if I wanted
I'm
to
not
be.
asking you to lie.
So I would just be like, Perssie has this thing happening and I'm not allowed to tell you what it is. Ask her. That would be my response.
Well, can you just? I want to do it for the whole crew. I don't want everyone to worry. We're still
At this point, besides any one of you guys that are still on the second deck, the whole crew is on the top deck.
Mm-hmm.
So the only one that, unless you guys want to be elsewhere, the only one missing is Zan, who's you've seen crawl through a little porthole on the side of the ship and is hanging off the side of the ship right now, helping Dorn repair.
Where's
the
still?
rats.
It's still doing. Is she still resting?
Top deck. You haven't seen her yet. She doesn't come out a whole lot except for dinners that you guys have. She usually stays in the room. She's told you that her job is to protect Zephyr. So she really just stays in there. You don't know to what end, but she's usually in her room.
Would you come with me to go talk to Zoe?
Yeah. We can take her breakfast.
I mean, they probably already have it. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Zoe.
Okay. You two go downstairs to the third deck.
I'm hiding behind her shell as she knocks on the door.
Okay. You knock on the door. A second passes. There's no answer.
So, are you there?
Coming in whether you like it or not.
There's no response.
So if I try and open the door, does it open?
It is locked.
Yeah.
Well,
I could lockpick it, but I feel like she probably has a lot of enchantments on it. But
Level 20 wizard. Maybe.
what if she's passed out from blood loss though? What if we need to check on her?
shit, we need to go.
Wait! We have rings. We can message her.
We do have rings. Okay. So I'm gonna take my ring. I'm gonna yell, Sarah, where the fuck are you?
All of a sudden, all of you are rocked with this Perssie yelling in your ear. Sarah, where the fuck are you?
Zill's missing?
And then you
I'm
hear-
just really horny. Everybody just ignore this.
Fuck that!
Open mic.
Where are you?
I'm trying to get laid. Get off my back, Miss Zara.
Well, you can get laid that way.
No, true.
All of a sudden,
Thank
you
you.
as you're saying, you hear Still go, by the gods, what?
I need to talk to you. About what?
We're at your door. Can you open the door, please?
Wait, you're at Sill's door right now? What are you guys doing? You guys getting really curious. Okay? Just nobody ask any other questions.
Okay, I'm coming down.
I'm
Coming down to Sill's room.
Oh yeah. This is completely what go for this argument do. Yes.
Yep.
True story.
So as you guys are waiting for Still to answer the door, which takes a couple minutes, nothing happens. She says one moment, and nothing happens. And all of a sudden, Nasara comes walking down.
I'm putting my hood.
Okay.
Why are you putting your hood up? I know it's you. You? What? I thought I'd try to.
All of a sudden, the door opens up, and you see Still standing there. She says, yes. How can I help you?
I'm gonna push Perssie in front of me so that Nasara can't see her and pull her hood back.
I know it's her.
I'm gonna pull it back up. I need to talk to you.
Well, come on in.
You're not invited.
We're worried it's gonna be really gross and disgusting, and we're worried you'll throw up.
I mean, you're a little hungover.
Perssie.
And you know the crow's nest looks really interesting.
Trust.
Fuck. Fine. You can't tell anyone until I tell them.
Who else had pops in from the upside down? In the stairwell. What is this we speak of trust?
I hate all of you.
You're the one who got us the rings.
Oh, and all of a sudden you hear in your head, as you see Syl like this, whispering, and you hear, "You're the one who made these."
I'm just walking.
I'm
like walking in.
Hey, everybody else come meet us at Syl's room because everybody else is here. So come on.
I'm busy.
Okay.
I'm hanging off the side of a fucking ship.
Okay. I know because even
If you would like to go, you can.
the only ones missing at this point are you two.
Yeah.
So.
If you'd like to go, you can. Dorn he seems okay.
Okay, then
If you'd like to go, you can.
I'll go ahead and head towards Syl's room then.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay on the top deck.
Okay. So it's the 5 of you,
This isn't awkward at all.
all piled in Syl's tiny little room
Mm-hmm.
with the Azrael's coffin in the back, kind of against the wall.
Is that
Yeah,
an orgy?
blockers.
Since there's technically 6 bodies.
Sure. And she's. What can I do for you, Perssie?
You can give me a minute. Let me explain to them first. I think it's going to be a bit of a shock. So, hey guys, you remember how, like long time ago, when we were, remember I had that really bad nightmare and I woke up with the burn on my arm and it was this whole thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right. And we kind of discovered that the goddess that I'm serving is she's not really like, she's not a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, she's been coming around and asking me to do things for her, you know, as gods do. And apparently, she really wanted me to take that crown that we got. You guys remember that little thing that we found? Yeah, that crown. Anyways,
Yeah.
so. I know, I'm just like totally
I'm sorry, the camera can't even see it that well, but the sneaker from the well is fantastic.
Stop looking at me like that.
Is your veil on?
Yes, it's still on.
Okay.
So, she told me to take the crown, and she gave me a vision of Syl bleeding out. So I ran downstairs, and I saw the crown there, so I took it. And I healed Syl, and it was fine, and I gave the crown back. And I figured that I could get by on the technicality, because technically I took it. She didn't say I had to keep the damn thing. And so I gave it back to Syl because she asked for it, and I never wanted the damn thing. And then I saw that I had this dream about how you guys were like my undead generals, and I told her I don't want to do that. And she told me that if I didn't do that, then I would have to suffer. And I was like, bitch, please. But anyways, this happened. And I took my veil off.
And you guys see that she's visibly aged.
So, how do we kick a god's ass?
I'm just gonna like.
We find a veil shard, I think, to start. But isn't older Perssie so refined looking, isn't she?
You're still gorgeous, but yeah, we just need to kick your god's ass and just get it over with.
Why does she want you to take the crown?
Probably because she's the goddess of death and decay and wants me to have an army on Earth to serve her. I don't fucking know. She doesn't ever talk to me unless it's to tell me to do something. And then punish me for not doing it to like her fucking specifications, even though there were no specifications.
Well, that has one question. If, let's say, the real Sephir had been stolen and we were more preoccupied with that and not asking of the crown, would you have kept it?
No, I wouldn't have kept it. I don't want that.
Duelle wants so badly to believe her friend.
If I wanted to keep it, I would have.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have brought Syl back.
She could have said that the guy stole it.
I wouldn't
And
have
she
brought
did.
back the one person that would have known it was gone.
But Lowell, remember how you were worried about telling us about having Vecna in your head? Because you were worried that we wouldn't trust you.
This is why Duelle has not
So
smacked her friend.
yes. So everything does require a little bit of faith, but
Should respect your
it's
elders.
no, we don't
This
know
is
how
what
old any of
secrets
you are.
bring. Percy has wrought what she has sown, and Luell's turning around and leaving.
Because you don't fucking have secrets!
Well, I told you all secrets!
Well, I'm telling you my secrets now!
And this is
I
what
know.
happened, you waited!
I can think of at least one you haven't told us about.
I can't. I can't.
So, anyways.
Oh. I will confirm nor deny it.
Right? That is a secret right there. You won't say.
I'm only telling you guys because one,
You weren't gonna tell us at all, Perssie.
I was
You weren't going yet. No.
I'm trying to keep you guys safe.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
The whole time
That
you're
is-
talking, Syl's just sitting there and she's like flipping a coin between her fingers, just kind of like absentmindedly listening to you guys. You know, I've heard this all before. Friends not trusting one another because their secrets are more secret than the other person's secret.
Which is bullshit.
But thank you. Yes, it's
I'm gonna
Okay.
what she said.
I'm gonna walk
You're
over to
wrong.
Perssie. I'm gonna give her a hug and go, I understand. I hope that you can work through this. Because I know it's hard to tell people scary things that are happening.
We've got too much to worry about. I don't.
You don't want us to worry about you too. I
But-
get it.
That's also what makes us worry more, because if you're under high stress, if it's a situation where some of us might possibly die and Mavira says, if you do this thing, I'll spare them. That's not, I don't think any of us think that you would willingly get into this, but if you were put in a hard spot, do even you know if you could fully say no to that? I don't know if any of us could.
She helped me bring you guys back. I just.
This is a hard thing for her to tell us in the first place.
I
So
don't-
I don't think any of us should be mad at Perssie when she's trying to work through how to deal with this in the first place.
All feelings are valid.
I'm not saying they're not valid. I just don't think we should take it out on Perssie
I'm
because
not mad, but I am upset that I was not going to be included in this conversation.
I was trying to see if I could find a way to fix it before I told you guys about it. It's much easier to be like, hey guys, there was a problem if I already have a solution for it.
So, pull
Syl
it up.
sits up and she kind of says, if I may, for a moment. If you all promise, on word of death, that what I'm about to say does not leave this room, I will share some insights with you on this matter.
Should I call Luell back?
If you would like to, the more the merrier.
Luell and Raksha, please come to Syl's room again for 5 minutes. Please. Over now.
Angry kitty stomps down the stairs.
Okay.
Walking like this.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
Raksha, you hear that? Do you?
Yeah, I said, okay.
Okay. So eventually, Luell and Raksha join with you all. And Syl says to you what she said to the rest of the group. Do you agree that this, I'm about to say, does not leave this room?
Scouts
of
on it.
course.
I agree.
You all knew Will. Asriel.
Yes. Not well, but we knew him.
Well enough to know,
Perssie knew him better.
to know the kind of man he was.
Yeah.
An ardent defender of his friends and family. Secrets like this, Perssie, led him to murder one of those friends in her sleep. And then another. They are buried as heroes, just as he will be. But when you toy with trust, when you toy with the things that you all toy with, gods, goddesses, archfey, kings, secrets can tear you all apart. And it tore him apart till his last day. It's just my insight on things. You all are friends. I'm sure some of you are family to each other. Maybe the only family that you have. It's the life of an adventurer. It's the life I lived. They're not going to kill you in your sleep, Perssie. Raksha might.
You might do other things first.
What other things?
Worth it? Why would I kill her in your sleep?
It was a joke, Raksha.
Oh, he's calling you savage.
She. I'm like, who's he?
What is it? Oh, yeah.
So,
Somebody get the kind of
Yeah, I know.
I know the beard throws it off sometimes,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
myself. I'm playing
Get you
myself.
like different colored hats
Yeah.
that you can wear. Yes.
Or like beard glitter spray, like.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
so it's
Perssie
pink.
wiped that off to be a guy
So-
again.
So you're saying that even though it's really hard to share secrets sometimes, that it's better than the alternative.
And the alternative is alienating your friends, your family. They can all help you in one way or another. You have a group of people here who are each special in their own right.
And then right after she says that, you just hear Nazara go, whoa.
Exactly what I was expecting.
You have ties to a god of war, ties to the Feywild and the drunkard.
Oh no, Nazara's the drunkard. And I just said, you have your antlers to something else again.
You have ties to an order that's a font of knowledge. You have friends here that can help you through these things. And friends that have died for you.
And what about you?
I unfortunately am drawn away. If I walked the path with you all would not grow. As much as I wish I could go on the adventuring path again,
You can't
I
style
would-
anyways.
that's exactly what I would do. I would lay waste to all your foes as you all stood back and laughed at them and cheered me on. As fun as that sounds.
Yeah, that's no fun for us though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The world needs the Breaksnacks Club, not Celestina Elisonda.
Sorry, I may have omitted. I'm sorry I lied to you guys.
I'm just gonna go up and hug her.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're friends. Friends till the
That's
end.
a big step, Perssie.
So as Nasara walks over, you hear this, which is just her horns dragging along the ceiling.
Yes!
What did you lie about?
So.
And on that note, I really need to get back and help somewhere because there's still brackets and stuff that are like way loose.
Yeah, you guys go.
So I'll catch
Go
up.
fix the ship and keep us from plummeting to our death. I
How
appreciate
would I
that.
do that?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have fun with that.
I'll just sit here
I'm gonna
and
go
deal
back
with
and
my
explain
brain.
this.
God is an asshole and keeps telling everybody bad things.
So you can essentially,
Yeah.
explain, it's explained. You know it's been explained.
Do you intend to do those bad things?
No.
Okay. That's all that matters.
Lula has one more thing to say. Was not angry at Perssie because of the things that are happening. Luelle is upset with Perssie because Perssie has had chances where she was directly asked if anything was happening. And you chose to omit these things.
Technically, this just happened and then we went to bed.
But you said she has been visiting.
Did I say that?
Yeah. You sure so did.
This is what bothers Luelle.
That's my lamp.
Nasara, watch his fucking antlers! This is what upsets Luelle. It's not so much what is happening because Luelle understands that not all of these are by choice. But
I get it, and I'm sorry, I really am. I should have talked to you about it sooner. And not that I'm upset about it, but I think you can understand why I might not have.
Luelle does understand. Luelle does.
Can I show you something?
To say. Yes.
This is a really big deal. I'm gonna pull out my book.
It's so cool.
Sara's the best. So
I am not smart.
I'm gonna open it up to that part. I'm just gonna show you that. Just don't scroll backwards. There's a lot of racy stuff in it.
Like that's a surprise.
I'm immediately like,
Perssie is racist? What is racy?
Sexy.
Promiscuous.
She has lots of sex dreams.
Luelle has no interest
don't
in
we
smart.
all?
Just so you know, Creatures Campaign 2 is going to be based around Persie's dream book. You guys are all to go find it and make it an actual book. That's the whole thing.
So basically,
Anyway,
it's going to be an orgy every episode.
So,
Hey, I
continue.
value alone time.
So you
Also,
guys see the explanation of the dream that she had about the army and the whites, clearly describing the five of you as generals of her armies.
And clearly, me telling her that I didn't want that
Yep.
at the end.
You know
It's
what
all
though? It's pretty cool. I'm like, I mean, not really, but.
I'm sorry.
You're hungover. Wait until you're sober to make comments.
Luelle apologizes if she has been touchy on the subject, but Luelle literally fucking died because of this crown.
I'm sorry. It was insensitive. I'm sorry.
This
Crown
is
is smackly down 6 fingers.
So,
And your book.
So
we need to lock this crown away.
Still already
Still
has
did.
it.
Still did. She put it in the pocket dimension-y thing.
Can we see her face? Oh wait, we already did see her
Yes.
face.
Yeah.
Did you reveal your face?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, because I went like this and she's
Because I was like, and
Yeah.
this happened.
Yeah.
well, I guess I should go.
What was that girl's
Well,
name?
how can we help right now then? Like if Mavira comes in a vision to you and tells you to do something bad,
Yeah, I mean, you
Can
can give
you-
the crown back to Syl. That's...
yeah, can you do something and then tell us? Can you tell us so that we can prevent it?
I mean,
Because I mean, even if you say like, "Hey, Mavira told me to take the crown," and you try, and the 5 of us fight against it, you're now completely following her orders, and we're just preventing it.
If you think that
Somehow I
a goddess like Mavira gives two you-know-whats about her intentions, I think it's all about the final product.
Yeah.
No, I don't know two what's.
bucks.
Thank you.
Oh, I was thinking shits, but
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, but those is more entertaining.
You would think that.
That as the action or the verb? The adverb?
In
It's
that,
more of the
in that
esoteric
sentence, it was a noun.
noun. Yes.
The most versatile word in the English language.
What is English?
In
Common
the common
language.
language.
Common. Oh.
So,
That was me.
as far as you know, nothing to fix.
I have no idea. I'm an arcane caster. I can burn this ship to the ground with a snap of my fingers. But I really don't understand the whole divine. That's more
Clericy.
your
Yeah.
to
So perhaps we need to find a veil shard or something similar severed your ties, like Kellyanna said.
I have a question. Does your journal show your dream from last night, from when this happened?
It would. It records everything. What does it say?
You talking about the vision that you had?
No. Well, yeah. So did I have a dream last night?
No.
Or was this just?
No, that you woke
Okay.
up like this. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it does have the vision that you saw her walking down the deck, and it explains all of that. Basically, explains her seeing Syl there in a pool of blood, and then picking up the crown. And then hearing the words, you have the chance. Take it or suffer.
What is her tie to the crown?
I don't. Other than the fact that Vecna was a super powerful death god. And
So, the history that you all were taught about these crowns was that it has no tie to Vecna. These have ties to the weapons that the Seekers wielded.
Right.
During the Dark War, thousands and thousands of years ago, each one was made to counter a piece of one of these weapons.
It just happened to be in a Vecna tin.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was explained that Lilu, the Goliath that fought with the Seekers, she brought the crown there to hide.
Gotcha.
Jason Fisher, EOD, with a 6-month subscription.
Yay! So, other than the fact that it's a death crown and it controls apparently undead armies, I don't know. We're not exactly on a friendly basis, her and I.
She doesn't sound fun. She sounds like a. That's the word? No, that's not the word. Butthead?
Yes, that's a great
Even
word.
Syl laughs at that one.
That just makes me think legally blonde.
Yes.
I haven't been called that since like 7th grade. Maybe that's your face.
Yes! The crown cannot be destroyed?
I have tried multiple times. We've hit it with the other weapons. We've tried everything that we could think of. And every time we try, it almost kills somebody.
This is why the tall, kind of spooky lady in the sewer told us to go find Veilshard, because we has to, one, destroy ties, like hers with not so nice lady, and mine with not so nice ghost of man, and also to maybe destroy the book and the crown and get rid of his ties to the plane.
Right, so we go hunting for this hypothetical dagger.
Yes. So, Syl, I do have a question for you. Do you happen to know which of the weapons was tied to the crown?
Yes, I do. It was we called it the Blood Axe. It was the axe that Lilu wielded herself. She could absorb the strength of her felled enemies through it. And we assume that it was built to counter that because the undead don't have blood. So they could send armies and armies after the wielder of the Blood Axe that could not feed into its strengths. And she wielded both of them.
So, wait, both of them?
The axe and the crown, yes. Lilu was
Oh, yeah,
terrified.
because she's the one that stashed it there.
Yes.
Has the axe been used on the crown?
Yes.
What happened in that one?
Very, very bad things.
Was it any different than the other attempts?
No, exact same.
Interesting. Okay. And you said you knew where 2 of the weapons were, right? Just Zephyr and Blood Axe?
No, we know where all of the weapons are. We only know where 2 of the devil arms that this crown is a part of
Okay.
Hey, do you think we'll get a senior discount now?
You can certainly try.
Only if you find a Ruby Tuesdays.
Made of New Yorker.
I thought
These
you
are
said that
these
the
are
weapons
real
were
questions.
accounted for. Only 2 of them were.
No, the weapons
devil
are accounted
Yeah,
for.
the weapons
It's
are
the
all
devil
accounted
arms, the ones that were built by the devils to counter the
Only
weapons.
2 of the
Okay.
devil
Only 2
ones
of
are
So
those.
as far as we know, we just have to hide them away.
Yes, as we are doing with the other one that we have now.
So is the other one being hidden in the same location?
The other one is connected to, permanently, unfortunately, connected to one of the Seekers.
And which item was that?
It was a ring.
Okay.
It was a ring that turned her into.
not great things.
Into a devil.
That doesn't sound helpful.
So does she still wield it?
Well, it's on her body. In her sarcophagus.
Yeah, so it's being interred in the same
Yes.
vault. Okay.
Good.
Well, sorry to bother you. Appreciate the advice.
You all
Mediation.
could never bother me. I enjoy all of your company. You're nothing if not entertaining.
That's what I aim for. Even in my old age.
Oh, play it up. Now get out of my room. Leave. Go about your
I
business.
thought you said you loved having us around.
I do, but not now. Go away. Go away.
If you're old, what does that make me?
Ancient.
La momia de Guanajuato.
I must be the wisest one of the group.
Uh-oh.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
My mother would have called you La momia de Guanajuato.
What does that mean?
It means you're a very refined older woman.
That's not what it means. Okay, translate for us. I don't know, but that's not what it means. I just take Canada.
That was technically not a lie.
So, you all go about the rest of your day. Is there anything in particular any of you want to do? You spend the rest of probably like another 2 or 3 hours with Doran, working away on these brackets holding these crystals aboard the ship. Getting up close and personally, as you can see that the front 2 crystals on the ship are heavily damaged. Heavily.
Is this gonna be a problem?
As he's like hanging off, he's got his arm hooked over one of the bars. He's just kind of like wrenching on something. He goes, "Oh no, we have replacements in Havermont that we're gonna take care of once we get there."
Okay.
Whole reason for the stop at Havermont.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, as long as they don't explode.
What?
I mean, yes, in theory they could explode, but they haven't yet.
Yeah.
That. You know.
At least if this one goes, you won't know about the fall into the ocean that the other ones will. It's the bright side of things. As he keeps working on the bracket.
You're very strange. Like, people tell me I'm strange, but I think maybe you have me beat.
You haven't met many gnomes from this side of the world, have you?
No.
Well, you're in for a treat. Goes back to work.
Oh dear God.
I'm just waiting for your first date.
Anything else you all would like to do?
Just gonna help with repairs for
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys assist the bosuns with the repairs of the hull. It's all patchwork. Basically, you're patching up holes to keep air from coming into the hull. It's going to be a shoddy job for a little while until you guys get somewhere where you can dry dock and actually get the ship fixed. But you guys do some more. That night comes eventually. You all sit down and have dinner with Syl. The mood is light and airy this time since things are kind of cleared out.
Yeah.
You all go to bed eventually. Find your way to sleep. An uneventful night. The 6th day begins much like the 5th. That bell ringing, depending on how much of Syl's wine. Because you guys have not seen Syl's wine on the ship at all, but only at dinner. Seeming she has it tucked away somewhere in a pocket plane or another dimension or something that she just
Which
hides away.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Considering the people aboard this ship.
Yes.
No, I had nothing that night.
Okay.
She was still hair dog. I was gonna say, like, yeah.
So the crew rises in the morning, the same kind of light breakfast is had. The biggest difference of this stage, notice that when you all wake up, you're flying through clouds. What you think is clouds, but or later explain that this is a fog. That you're coming very, very close to Ravencrag Coast, which is actually usually drenched in a fog this time of year. But that's about it in the morning. Yoon, in this weather, Oz actually specifically asks you to help him chart a course.
Wonderful.
So you learn how to measure time and speed on an airship. You learn how to set an azimuth. Write that one down.
Nice.
That's military terminology coming out there. To shoot an azimuth, as it's called, a direction on a compass. And he teaches you how to convey that azimuth to the pilot of the ship and keeping it right on the compass's line so that way you don't veer left or right. And you all kind of have to help with this, as the bosuns are keeping an eye on the wind, anything that's going to shift the ship. So you guys become more involved in the daily activity of the ship, keeping an eye on the weather. You are
hiding.
No, I mean, if you are on deck, you will have this down with the weather shit. Thankfully, you can't see the heights.
Is it like
Hey,
big?
Sam,
Like we can't see.
You can't see the
how to make
floor.
one of those harnessy things,
I will teach Luell how to make one of the harnessy things.
and I will tie it to the main, the mizzen mast.
The main mast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, you tie it to the main mast, and you are able to help the crew determine the weather as it's coming and going.
Yep.
There's just a few breezes to keep an eye on, but nothing really difficult to keep the ship on course.
I have a random question.
Go for it.
Is navigation primarily by stars and coordinates or by compass?
Both.
Okay.
He uses both because being in the air, things can change depending on how high you are. Charting courses that curve because it's round.
Imagine that. Yeah, I mean, turtlenecks are round. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's round
Exactly.
like a coin. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, he uses both.
Okay.
And basically, he uses the stars at night. He uses the compass during the day. But when it's cloudy like this, he uses every tool he has as his disposal because you're basically shooting a bullet and hoping it stays on course. And if it gets shifted one way or the other, you can be thrown wildly off course.
Would I have noticed that at all?
What?
How he's trying to navigate through the fog?
Make an intelligence check.
Sorry, did that come out?
It did. I was doing it internally too.
I'm
Don't
gonna
worry.
my intelligence is a -1.
Woo! Please roll a 1.
Oh, 16.
16. Yeah, you catch on pretty well. This is kind of how you navigate in the Feywild. Because there is no sunset, sunrise, it's just eternal twilight. You kind of navigate by the stars.
What was his name again? Oz?
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna take my orb of direction out and walk up to him. And be like, this makes it easy.
He looks at it and he says, "What is it?"
It always points north.
It looks to the north, looks back, pulls out his compass, looks to the north. Where did you get this?
I don't know. I've always had it.
Hopefully you're on the ship for a very long time because that's very useful.
So I can help with.
Please do. So Raksha joins you all.
Oh, we're orb out.
Okay, we are
Well,
team
this orb out.
navigation from now on.
And this orb, it basically is just like this. It's like this black orb with this smoke swirling in it, and there's a beam of light that comes out of it that just shoots out as it fades away after about 2 or 3 inches out of the orb. But that light points due north at all times, no matter what.
So when it shoots the wrong way, you just turn me. I find her.
It was all empty. That's why.
All right.
You're very coordinated.
Anything else you guys would like to do on the 6th day?
I'm still just trying to learn what I can,
Okay.
help wherever I can.
Sounds good. So, going through the rest of this day and the next, as not much is happening. You guys are just helping out with the ship and navigation, you're basically keeping the ship on course. After the couple of days, you're in your last day's travel. In the last night, before you are getting to Havermont, the 7th day. It's the end of the 7th day. You all find yourself sitting at the dinner table with Syl, all sharing a very fine meal. It's salted and spiced meat, sauteed vegetables, and her very, very, very fine wine.
So not cooked by Raksha.
No.
Raksha helps.
Yay! She's like, I make that.
That's the one thing.
It's like a single asparagus.
And not used with sugar.
It takes you guys a few minutes to convince her that it's pronounced asparagus, not asparagus.
I heard it's asparagus.
Yeah, asparagus. Vegetables.
It's green. It
I
makes
can
it
eat your grass. Makes you smell funny.
So this night goes. I'll start you guys talking now.
Eat it before we mark our territory.
Yes! So do we.
But then it'll all smell like asparagus. Gross.
So night goes much like this. You all joke around the table. You all laugh with Syl. A good time is had.
Nice.
As this is like the end of another leg of your journey, you guys are kind of in a celebratory mood. You all laugh at jokes and the attempts to explain the jokes to Raksha.
Yes.
Zan, a sudden realization hits you.
Mm-hmm.
Just the shock that you didn't realize this sooner outweighs the flood of emotions that hits you as you see sitting there at the table with you, much younger apparently, with long braided hair and wearing beaten chainmail, Azrael. As he sees you, he kind of smiles. And this is when you all hear him speak up and say, "Don't worry. It's just a dream."
We all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Do we all see him?
You all, at this point, you notice him, but you've also noticed that he's been there the whole time. And you see Syl kind of like drawn aback with her hand covering her mouth as she's in shock at seeing Azrael sitting here with you all.
Is this your doing?
No, actually, it's her doing.
Zan.
No.
Luelle.
Well, does not totally understand Luelle's connection to her circle yet. These things happen. Ask me sorry. Lovely to see you.
I am allowed to visit Syl in her dreams sometimes while I'm waiting for the first storm to take me finally. But this is indeed a dream. We are all really here and we all really are not at the same exact time.
Sorry.
I was old. Nothing else you could have done.
We're all still wearing his feathers.
Oh
You
yeah.
all are wearing his
Yeah.
feathers.
Oops.
Everyone except me.
Mm-hmm.
So don't mind me.
Doesn't seem to take
Hello.
doesn't seem to take notice of any of that. And Persie's young.
Yeah, but I mean,
No, I mean like she's young again. She doesn't look like her old self. And this, whatever this dream is,
I look
whatever
like
this.
my old young self.
Yes, exactly.
The her from yesterday.
That Azrael's
Normal
sitting there
self.
with you, with Syl, and he just says, "I am a soul wandering the ethereal. I can make my way into the dreams of the elves. So I visit my love from time to time." And Syl is just like stark white. And the dream is so real. It was at this moment that you can tell it's a dream.
I'm gonna walk over and poke him.
Does he look? So he looks like flesh and blood. Like,
Flesh and blood Azrael,
Okay,
but
he's not like ghostly
no,
or.
but younger.
Y'all watch me walk over and start
poking at him.
Azrael.
His hair, which was usually cropped short, is actually long and in a braid behind his hair. The usual plate mail he wore is not on him. It's just this beaten, battered chainmail. You do see Zephyr at his side. And you, at this point, you hear Syl looks at you all and she says, "This is how I saw him for the first time." And Azrael was just sitting there with you all. He says, "I wanted to be here one last time with you all before you laid me to rest. So thank you, even though you don't understand what's happening or how you can control this."
You know, so Luau can kind of be clued in.
Luell, I'm a warrior.
And
I hit things with sharp things.
Yeah.
Just sharp things? Blunt things do well also.
Sometimes.
I'm gonna stand up. Stand up.
I'm still poking Azrael, by the way.
He stands.
I'm gonna walk over to him and like get right up in his face, and then I'm gonna fucking hug him so hard.
He kind of like expects you're gonna hit him, but you give him the hug and he kind of smiles and he pats you on the back. And it's one of those things that kind of give away that this is a dream.
Yeah.
There's no like body odor, no like scent of a being there,
Right.
but you feel the hug. He sits. After the hug is over, he sits down.
I'm gonna go say this.
Just like quietly crying.
Aww.
I'm still poking him.
Poke harder! Stop poking him!
It looks at you and he says, "It's a dream, Zan. It's not real."
Okay, but poke. You feel like you're actually here. This is weird.
I can poke you. As he starts poking you like right in the shoulder.
I'm just gonna keep poking him because
Try poking him somewhere else.
Poke, poke.
Like in the knee or
I'm gonna poke him right in the middle of the forehead.
Not.
Can you even reach his forehead?
No, he was sitting down. He
sat
sat
back down.
down.
Sat back down.
Oh, so are you standing on the table, like right in his forehead?
Well, no, I was standing next to him, but I just like reached up and went tink.
Well, for however long this lasts, I'm glad we got to see you one last time. So, thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm glad you're here, but this is weird. This is
No, I
This is like
understand.
weird.
This is very weird. I've been dead for some time, and I've seen some very weird things.
Are you sure you're not going to be reincarnated?
Not as you know me.
What have you seen?
I've seen the city of the dead. I've seen the weave. The divine gates. Been tempted by devils to turn to their side.
No, please tell me you turned that shit down.
Of course.
Oh, I'm just making sure.
Just to keep on theme, have you met Navira over there at all?
I have not.
Well, thank
Gods for that.
But I have heard some talk of Gavagir.
Okay.
And that's your dude, isn't it, Zan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dude. He's my dude. You know, we're tight and stuff.
Must be nice.
You say that now, but he's going to require much of you here very, very soon.
Like, this wasn't enough? Did you see what happened the other day?
He's going to require a sacrifice, Zan.
Aww. You told me this might happen. What does he want?
I don't know specifics, but I know that his chosen warriors, they're required to take a walk of piety.
That doesn't sound so bad. Is it a short walk?
No.
It's not.
Hey, but walks are fun, right? You get to see a lot of fun scenery.
We can walk with you. Yes.
Make some new friends.
not
find animals.
Piety, as in showing my devotion to Gavagir.
Oh, that's not
Well, I mean, after we deliver you to your forever home, you know?
He just smiles.
She is correct.
I can't
Roseanne!
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I mean, then we can go on your walk or whatever.
No. She'll walk alone for a very long time.
What?
It's not a group activity.
And when is this happening?
Where is Sam going?
I don't know specifics.
I didn't expect this for a long time.
What was this about secrets?
No, this was something that I knew could happen, but I didn't think I was one of his chosen.
So Lua has a question. How do you know this? Whispers on wind could be wrong. Being a telephone like people have told me about, where things are misinterpreted, or did Gallagher come up to you and go, "Hey, my dead dude, something about one of your friends"? Like,
I could begin to explain to you the complexities of communication on the realm of the dead, but it would take eons to even get a brief explanation out to you.
but this is sure thing.
From what I've heard.
Well, I mean, it's not.
Well, this is a good thing in some respects. You all knew this is what I wanted. I've been very open about that. Like I said, I did not actually expect it to happen to me. And if it was to happen, I expected it to happen 20 years from now, not anytime soon.
Maybe we'll wake up and it'll all just be a dream.
Maybe this was a dream, but exactly.
So
Be smart ass.
but how do you know if this is real? If it's actually you, and it's not just whispers?
Well, I'm sure Gabagir will let her know.
I'm sure he will.
You heard Zanzu not like Zanzibar?
And as you say that to him, you notice that this whole time you guys have been
Celebrity?
talking about this, Syl has been like lashed onto his arm, like leaning up against him, kind of crying, and he's just kind of like absentmindedly kind of like stroking her forehead, peering tears off her face. Says, "I'm pretty certain. I exist, not in the form that you see now. It's, again, beyond comprehension for a mortal mind."
I
Did
will
you
miss
just
you,
wave
Xander,
your hand up?
but I'm happy for you.
You just start crying harder.
I'm gonna try and hug Yoon. One arm on the back of
Just
the
a
shell.
Big old, like, you get like halfway over the shell, and you're
I don't feel anything. I just hear thudding.
I told you at the bakery that I didn't understand it, but I would support you. So, I guess I gotta put my money where my mouth is.
Well, here's the bonus. Is when I'm done, I can find you.
Well, obviously you better. You still have a reason.
I do, so I can still talk to you. I can still hear you.
Well, we'll miss you.
Oh my god, I'm actually gonna cry.
Aww.
I'll stop hugging Yoon and go over to Zan and scoop her up in a big hug. And I'm gonna walk back over to Yoon and like lean into Yoon so we're all like holding up to Zan.
So Azrael kind of sits back and he says, "I can see that he will approach you soon. I don't know any more than that, and I wanted to be with you all one last time before we both said our farewells for now." And he kind of puts his hand on Syl's hand and says, "Thank you all for being friends in the end. Good night." As you all wake up.
Like at that.
No, like wake up in your you on the floor. You on the floor, Phantom in the hammock.
Oh gosh.
You all in your hammocks.
Wake up. Like,
Waking
is
up.
there a leak in this boat?
Waking up
Why is it raining on my
before the
face?
bell has rung.
We wake up before the bell is rung?
Mm-hmm. The whole crew's still asleep. It's dark outside.
Laying there trying to figure out if this was just a her dream.
You look around you, and you see everyone kind of. It's just you six that are awake. Those of you who are crying in the dream are crying in real life.
Just gonna sit up and stare at Zan. Do you feel anything yet?
Not yet.
So this was not just the wild drain.
No.
How about now?
As soon as I know, you'll know, I promise.
How about now?
How about now?
I'm gonna go get some air. And I'm gonna walk up to the top deck.
Okay, bye. We love you.
I'm gonna run up and catch her up and carry her the rest of the way.
Alright. So you're in your final day of travel. Still in the fog. Everyone's a little emotional from... You've all had those dreams where, like, super real and it fucks with you all day. Like, everyone's kind of in that mindset. About mid-morning. Unless you guys want to do anything else. Okay. About mid-morning, Zagal, who's piloting the ship, begins to descend with the Hellcat. Closer and closer to the water until he's about 10 feet off the surface of the sea. And he slows the ship way down. You guys are at a snail's pace, just barely hovering over the water. You see the bosuns, Val, Z, and the other person. I can't remember who the fuck it was because you guys haven't talked to him at all. A hawk, the tabaxi.
NPC number 3.
Yeah.
Tabaxi number 3.
They go to the bow of the ship and they start calling into the air, waiting for a response or an echo to hear because you can't see but a few hundred feet in front of the ship. You do hear that there are seabirds flying above and around. You every now and again want to like zoom into your view and then zoom back out as it like goes into the fog looking for food on your ship. Eventually, after about an hour of this, you can hear a response come from below. Hello there, land a half a mile straight ahead! As the voice kind of tapers off, as you see Val like looking over, the tiefling looking over, and Z, the half-orc, runs over to look as well, and they both look down, and Val looks down at him. You see this like smile come across his face, and he goes, "Thanks, mate." Huh?
I want to go look. I
You
want
wanna
to
go
see
look?
what the hell is going on.
Okay, you go look. You peek over and you see a small like fishing boat. As there are 3 people on the boat with nets, looking up at the airship as it's flying by, like what the fuck? And that's when Val yells out, goes, "Thanks, mate. Yes, we're an airship. We're an airship. Not a big deal. Have a good day. May the seas be in your favor today." And Z kind of like, you hear her kind of laugh and go, "Do you think he was all slack-jawed because of the airship, or because he's looking at a tiefling and a orc looking down at him?"
Yes.
And Val kind of like laughs and
I'm
they just
gonna
want to
say
walk
yes.
away. Yeah, just want to walk away.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I
that's-
resent that. Answer D, all of the above.
So eventually, Zagal yells out some orders.
If there's an opportunity,
Yeah.
we try every time.
Yep. So Zagal yells some orders, and the crystals shift, and the bow of the Hellcat kind of comes to almost vertically as the Hellcat stops and then rests in the water beneath, and he sails it the rest of the way in. He eventually docks it on a wooden wharf. Again, it's foggy as shit, so all you can really see is the wooden wharf that he's docking on, not what's beyond it. Whatever settlement or civilization is beyond, you can't tell what that is. But he eventually docks that. The bosuns jump off. Those of you who want to help with that jump off as well, and you're given this 10-foot pole with this angled piece of wood. That as he's like cruising the Hellcat sideways towards the wharf, he's drifting towards the wharf. You guys get out and you kind of stop the ship from hitting the
I
wharf
just really want to sit
too
and
hard.
watch Nasara try to do it.
Oh god.
Me too.
I'm doing it.
Make an athletics check.
Roll, don't make it shit.
An athletics check?
Yep.
Alright.
All of us are start.
Anyone who's helping.
17.
17.
Not bad.
Not only does
I
she
am.
go
I
for
just
it.
really wanted to watch and just watch
Not
her
only
be
does
like,
she do it, she does it very well. Like she looks like she's done this before. Where she's like, I'm stopping a ship. This ain't that hard. You know.
20.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys managed to stop the ship from impacting the wharf alongside Val, Z, and Hawk. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The ones you guys talk to, I remember. The ones you don't. Eventually, a gangplank is lowered as the ship is tied off to this wharf. And as you guys are kind of like getting ready to disembark the ship, you see a old human man walking on the wharf towards you. He's wearing this, and the air is cold here, so he's wearing this like heavy sweater with this like knit cap that doesn't fit right. Looks like he hasn't had teeth for about 20 or 30 years. Not all weird like that, you know.
I forget that.
Fuck off. And as he approaches you all to welcome you to Havermont, we're going to take our break right there. Alright, so everyone, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Keep an eye on chat. We'll let you know when we're back. And we'll continue on from here. Thanks, guys. We're live?
Hey, everybody.
No, we're
Hey,
lying
everybody.
to you, Nick.
Well, I need to make sure. Hi, everybody. Welcome back from chat. Or from break. God, I can't talk tonight. So, we're picking back up. You guys are all standing on the wharf of Havermont. The fog is all around you. Barely make anything out beyond the wharf itself, and seeing this crotchety-looking old man in this knitted sweater and this ill-fitting knitted cap kind of slowly shuffling towards you all.
This is the welcome party.
Seems to be.
Ho Elder!
You say that?
What'd you call
Yes! Ho Elder!
You don't know his sexual habits?
Ho without the E! Ho without the E! Elder!
I'm confused.
As he kind of like, he's kind of approaching you all in Zagal Township with you all, and he kind of stops, looks at you all, and he says, "What'd you just call me?"
Elder. We'll pretend that's all it was.
Well, Wharf Master from here on out. Welcome to Havermont. You all the folks.
I don't think he wants the word elder in front of his name.
He looks elder.
Just
Okay, but he's younger than you.
That is true.
There you go.
What's up, son?
You don't look. He doesn't look like your son.
So
Wharf Master.
sorry, we got out of a battle that was in the sky. It was very scary. We're letting off a lot of emotions right now. Just ignore us.
They're all females and crazy. You know
You're
how it
female?
is.
Yeah. So, hi.
you're all with the Hellcat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Your repairmen are waiting for you. Your taxes are already paid. Farewell. Turns around and kind of like shuffles away.
Wait, what was your name?
I like your hat. Your hat is
Doesn't say
great.
Doesn't say anything.
Okay,
Well,
so
we
maybe
missed the
we,
first person
guys,
Come on,
so
guys.
maybe we don't piss off the people.
I just said hi, and you guys had to comment on how I said it.
I said nothing.
Elder. Okay. You know what? Let's. All right.
What is young? Well, call him young. Well, I'm not doing
Okay.
anything inappropriate.
What is our first order of business? What do we need to do?
Get the ship repaired.
Okay.
It sounds like someone's waiting for us to get that done.
Zagal's, I got that one handled. I know where to go. You all enjoy it. We might be here for a couple of weeks. Get this.
Couple weeks.
Yeah,
Does
weeks.
Syl know how long we're gonna be here?
Absolutely, she knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
I wouldn't keep that from her. She could kill me now.
Yeah.
So, do you know where we can stay?
I'd recommend the Hellcat, but you all
Yeah,
do
you can
you.
just stay on the. It's free to stay
And
on
he
the.
all-
true.
He walks
How-
away after the fog.
Is it a big town? Is it like small? Like what's
I'm gonna
We're gonna go
find
explore
Doran.
and find out.
I'm gonna go find
yeah.
Doran.
Let's go blindly into the fog. That never.
Let's go
what goes-
sightsee.
Rog ever.
I'm gonna be like, Phantom, what do you want to do?
Phantom, dog form is out.
Yeah.
He's
Sniffing for a squirrel.
and just starts off, and then one direction can go on the wharf. Like there's a walkway that leads, and he's just gone into the.
Oh, okay, not too far though. Jesus. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna go with him.
I'll go with her. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna let you go by yourself. Crazy.
Well, yeah, let's go.
Just follow her.
Cool.
Kind of looking behind me so I can catch Z working on the ship.
Yeah, and it seems that the crew, as you go back to find Doran, they are busy repairing the ship.
I'm gonna help.
Okay, you can help.
Yep.
Cool.
I don't know what else to do, so yeah.
I mean, there's the town to explore with your friends.
I can't see anything.
Neither can they.
Sam, come play with us.
Come play with us, Sam.
Come play with us.
That was fucking creepy. Okay, I'm gonna follow the sound of her voice, I guess.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast dancing lights in like humanish form in front of us,
Okay.
so that she has something to.
So
kinda...
there's these lights that pop up that look humanish, that are kind of moving.
Well, it's
about
3
you.
lights that coalesce into a
Yeah.
human blob.
Okay, and as you do that, in front of you, you hear "Ah, fuck!" and a splash.
Oh shit! I'm gonna go look and see. What
You look, and there's this human man kind of like trying to swim away as fast as he can.
That would help.
He
No.
sees you. And starts swimming faster. Like,
It's okay.
Well, it's gonna peek over. No, human man. That would help, but she's gonna vine whip him up.
roll an attack.
Oh, come
I was not trying to hurt him. Just help him.
Just roll low.
She does not know if he can swim.
No critical.
swimming away.
Obviously he can swim.
No, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's
I mean, I
18.
18 definitely hits.
Yeah.
As you're throwing, whoosh, wraps around him, and he's like, "Ah!" As you pull him out of the water and then back up onto the wharf. As he's laying there,
I'm gonna like, are you okay?
So,
Ah!
and I'm gonna walk up and be like,
Why were you
"Yeah,
swimming?
okay?"
"Ah!"
Why would you go swimming?
So
It seems like a horrible idea.
Ignore the fact that we
I
all
hear
look
all of this. I'm
funny.
gonna walk over and go, honey.
Who the fuck are all
Hi, I'm
this-
Perssie.
Ah!
We're here with an airship. Calm down. It's okay.
That's already weird enough.
It's perfectly fine.
Uh-huh.
Calm. Take a breath.
Why does man panic?
I don't understand.
Because maybe he's not used to seeing people like us. Just all of a sudden out of nowhere.
And light blobs.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's my light blob. She can't see very well in the dark and the fog, and so I thought light away.
Nobody wants a turtle to fall into the water.
But
I mean,
Except the turtle.
except the turtle. And he's just like looking at all of you, and he like stark white in shock as he's like, he eyes you, gives you a weird look, gives you a look like what the fuck. Same with you, weird, and then like you're the most normal one apparently because he looks at you the most. He says, "Who?"
We weren't trying to hurt you.
Luau can put you back.
No, Luau. Just
Luau's just,
I
he seems
know
very distressed to be on land.
You were trying to help, and it's fine. It's fine, right?
Are you sure?
So have you had the airship come here before?
Airships, yes.
So
Okay.
They're not drow or devils.
No. She's not a devil.
She's a tiefling.
Half
devil.
cheese, mon.
Ew.
She's Sarah, come on. And then I'm gonna grab
We're-
the SAR's arm and we're gonna
Yeah,
walk
that was
away.
incredibly rude.
Why
Perssie.
double? I mean, she's got antlers. Wouldn't that make her part deer?
Yeah, have you seen her
Or
dinosaur
moose?
tail?
Elk?
As Luau's walking away, her vine's still on him. She's gonna push him back in the water.
I'm gonna throw my rope in after him. Honey, come toward the rope.
He's swimming away.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
This
Nice
is-
to meet you.
This is his home turf. He knows where to swim.
Maybe
No.
maybe it's time we try out your new hood, Miss Sarah.
The hood just has holes in it.
Yeah, the hood.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
This is good for the antlers.
You know, I've heard. I've heard a lot worse, so it's fine.
Mel's gonna put up her hood all angry and stomp
I'll
into the
put my
fog.
hood on.
Hey,
It's
there's
fine.
nothing wrong with being a devil or part devil or anything, so don't let what he said get to you. It doesn't matter.
Trust me, you guys.
It doesn't matter.
Honestly, if you were back home, I would think you are a very beautiful doe.
Very beautiful what?
A doe.
Doe.
Oh.
I think you meant
Not hoe. Doe.
What I heard.
She's not something you use to garden with.
Mm-hmm.
So do you all continue on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You all continue on
Me
the
just
docks.
walking behind everybody going.
Every now and again, you come by somebody who's close enough that they can see you in the fog, and every one of them
Well, we're all
seems
trying.
strong.
Are there like mostly humans here? Like, is this
From what you've seen, everyone's been a human so far.
everyone is? Okay, cool. This will be really fun, guys.
That's
Eventually,
what you meant when you asked about the whole drow thing about.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should wear my veil.
Maybe you should go
the
to that.
the wharf turns
Bobby
left.
thing.
It announces our presence. It's great.
I have a cloak. I'm just gonna like kind of do my best to like tuck my tail in.
Okay.
Just you're gonna tuck.
Will
Yep.
can give you tips.
I'm a
Will
tuck.
hides tail all the time.
My tail has giant spikes
Will
on the
can
end of
give a
it.
tip. You get second cloak. Will give second cloak. Will has so
Just
many
the tip.
cloaks.
So eventually, you guys keep walking along the wharf. The wharf turns left.
I am
As
wearing
you
my
start.
veil from now on. for the
Okay.
record.
As you start heading towards the sound of civilization, you do hear, you can't see anything yet, but you do hear there are voices and the din of what you can guess is probably a small village ahead of you. And as you guys are approaching this sound, you find your way on land. It's a rocky, pebbly beach. As you can hear water lapping against the shore behind you, and you begin walking uphill this dirt road until you guys, probably at the very least, Perssie, Nasara, and Zan, see the most glorious thing you've ever seen in your entire lives. At first, it's just a small wooden tavern built of warped 2x4s that are stained gray from the sea air that look to be ill-fitting each other and leaving gaps in between the slats of wood. You see little beams of light from the inside kind of coming out from a fire or something. You do hear that there are people inside, and you get the sense that this is a tavern. But when you look up at the sign on the tavern that swings there hanging, is a picture of a man on a boat, kind of carved into it and painted. And then the words carved and painted around it, the salty seaman.
Oh my god! We're going in there, right? Hell yeah! We're going in there, right?
So how many drinks are you getting in there?
I don't know. Let's go.
Zan starts skipping.
Does Raksha stand there
skip.
excited?
Yeah. By the way, I'm just picking
No,
up a
it's
bunch
just
of random pebbles.
Tavern of a seaman who is salty.
Why would you want to be around
Skip it.
someone who is salty?
Well, if you're
Making them?
if you're on the sea, the sea is salty, and so a seaman is going to be covered in salt, right?
Well, no,
Exactly.
Will doesn't understand why this car
Yeah,
is on post.
Why is a salty seaman?
Eye contact with you, trying not to laugh.
Why are you excited about seamen?
I'm not gonna touch
Especially
that
when
one
it's
with
a
the pole. Let's go!
An 11-foot pole.
Yeah, let's go!
All
So-
of you see me skipping
So,
toward this place.
Zan skips, and you guys have to kind of come around a corner. And as you kind of skip around the corner, Zan, very excited to go inside this place and check it out. As you kind of skip around the corner, and you can see the tavern doors. They're just swinging doors, saloon type doors, just
Yeah.
kind of one off hinge. Very, very worn
That's
and
the one
tattered.
I'm gonna push open.
But as you go to turn, standing on the other side of the door, you see a tall, gray-robed man just kind of standing there with a hood over his head and his hands tucked into his sleeves, and this massive medallion hanging from his neck on these chains, from this massive chain around his neck too. That seems to be 25, 30 pounds, some kind of symbol of piety. But you see a medallion with 2 crossed axes on it. As he stands there, as you
Stop dead.
and those of you who are following
Yeah,
Zan,
we're right behind her.
you see her stop as you see this man in front of her.
Is he like blocking the entrance?
Nope, he's on the other side of the door. Like, here's the door. He's like standing here. You guys came around the corner here, and Zan just stops as she sees him standing there.
You guys go ahead.
But like, did you see the sign?
Look at him real quick.
Do I notice?
Make a religion check.
For a cleric, I'm not really good at these.
I know.
Hey.
She just picked a different one. She picked one up a couple times.
That's a no. It's a man on the road. What's the big
Yeah,
deal?
what am I looking at?
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 1. That would be a 3.
Yeah.
So you guys actually probably would have seen the symbol on the straps that I wear at like.
Would I at least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like considering the fact that we're all expecting this at this point.
Oh shit! Do you know him? Do you guys know each other? Do you know her?
I don't know him, but I probably maybe need to.
Can you promise us you're not going to just turn around
I
and
swear
walk away?
I swear I will come inside.
Tell him how important the salty is to us, okay?
We are all 12!
We are 12-year-old boys.
You need to tell him how important the salty semen is to us.
Are we all not going inside? I don't understand.
You
Yes.
guys go inside. I'll be in just a minute.
So I'm just gonna walk by, give Zan a high five, and just be like, we'll see you on the inside, babe.
I will be in there as soon as I.
Walking by and doing this to the guy.
Yeah, me too. I'm like.
And as you guys do that, his hood's pulled close over his eyes. You can't really see his eyes, but what you can see is like this long black and gray beard coming out of it. He seems to be a very broad human being. Broad shoulders, seems pretty muscular, not fat, but like a built man. But
Built dude.
these robes with this massive chain that you can tell is heavy as fuck. That's hanging around his neck as he just stands there. As you guys start to like go by.
I'm gonna do the same thing when I see you doing it. I'll be like,
Yeah, see, it's my eyes are on him. I'm watching him. I'm watching him. It's a good thing to do.
Make a dex check.
Please do not check your own eyes.
it's pretty dexterous, so. Natural 20!
Okay. So you manage to not poke your own eye out.
Just like,
As you enter into the tavern. We'll get to the salty seaman here in a second.
Sure we will.
As this
Nick.
man stands there as they all walk by you with the salty seaman. I love it.
I fucking love it.
He pulls his hood back, and you see the same colored hair on his head. A weathered, maybe early to mid 50s male, human, with just scars all over his face. Every now and then you see one that's like cutting through the beard, and that scar, like the hair doesn't grow there.
Yeah.
Very weathered, very war-beaten man. And he just looks at you. 9 p.m. And he points, and kind of the farther you get into the town, the more the fog thins out, and you can kind of see this hilltop kind of like breaking through the clouds, a little bit of the fog. He points up at the hill and he says, 9 p.m., you'll learn more. And he just walks away.
let's give it the camera.
Okay. So, what time of day do I know?
It's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So I go in and I meet up with.
Okay. So as you enter into the Salty Seaman, it's a very shitty tavern. Like, you can feel the wind kind of blowing through the slats of the wood.
I'm there for the name of the place.
The bar is just a table kind of set up in a corner. There's a very, very small fire pit in the middle, and there are like 8 or 9 people in there. They all look like fishermen or seamen. all sitting there kind of eating meals primarily made of fish. But you see this this seedy tavern sitting there as your friends are kind of standing there because the conversation took maybe a few seconds.
Yeah.
But you see these people kind of just like
Poking Nasara. I love this place.
I do too.
I'm gonna go up to the bar and order a drink.
okay.
Nasara, could you get me one too? I need to talk to you guys.
So, barmaid, tender.
Barkeep.
There's one employee, and it's the bartender,
Hello.
and it's you can't tell if he's a very battered late 20s or a good-looking early 50s. It's somewhere in that range. Man, kind of sitting behind the bar, which is just a table, as he sits there and he says, "Ale."
Yes.
What else do you got? We'll take the ale.
Pretty sure they've only got ale.
Can I order a salty seaman special?
I'm gonna give him like 2 gold. 2 gold. That's 8.
Yeah, two gold just landing. He's like, coming right up. As he puts 6 ales on the bar.
Just keep them coming.
I don't understand the joke.
Do we have to explain
Guys,
this?
Dan needs to talk to us.
We
apparently.
need to find a place. Is there like an empty table somewhere?
Like
Yeah.
a
Oh,
corner
yeah.
booth?
Like away from the other people?
For the most part, and you get the sense that besides the initial like, the fuck, they don't really give a shit about y'all.
Okay.
They don't seem to be paying much attention to you.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go sit down at a
Take your
table. So 9 o'clock tonight. I have to go meet with my order.
Wait,
That's like in.
really soon.
Yeah.
What time is it now?
It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
So we
Oh,
have a
it's-
lot of drinking to
And
do.
he just said you learn more.
Well, I just said I have to go talk to him.
Is this? Are you gonna have to leave?
I don't know yet. I'll learn more when I go to meet
So
with
who
them
was that
tonight.
guy?
He's part of my order.
How do you know?
Did you see the big medallion?
I was too busy doing this.
Okay, so here, look, and I'm going to show her the strap that goes across my chest that's got the symbol of Gavagir on it.
And it's the same 2 double-headed axes crossed. That's in the pendant.
So does that mean you're gonna have to carry half your body weight in a medal?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this. They just said it's a possibility for Gavagir's chosen.
He should choose you.
Well, I think so. But it sucks because then I'm not going to get to be around you guys.
But you're the
I don't
best, so
know
he
how
should
long.
definitely choose you.
But this
But we
is-
chose you first.
I know.
I mean,
But unfortunately, I chose him first.
Yeah. Fun.
I still love you all.
We know.
You guys are my sisters from Nether Misters.
yay! I've never had a sister.
Well, now you have 6. 5. Because I can count.
6.
I need
So,
more ale.
I don't want to be the first
No,
sister.
please do not sleep with your sister. No, no.
as soon as the words left my mouth,
Because you know what? I agreed with you at first. I was like, yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait. I was on the same page because I almost
It's
said
so
it too,
bad.
and then I was like, nope,
So bad.
nope, never mind. Nope, bad
Still
thoughts.
5.
Well,
Yeah.
they're not related.
We don't need to have that conversation.
Nope. That is not a conversation that we ever need to have. Ever.
so 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock tonight.
Do you have to go by yourself?
I think so. He just said 9 o'clock, pointed, and then said you'll learn more, and then left.
Well, that
so,
he was not specific.
Yeah, we
can
can
all
go with you then.
Yeah.
If they want us to leave, they can ask us to leave.
oh,
And then we'll not
okay.
We
You guys-
can leave.
you
It's
know-
fine.
You know, you guys can come with me. I'm so okay with that because I am slightly nervous about this.
If nothing
and
else, we
we
can
don't
just
know how
sit
I
in the
get when I
basement.
get
We'll be
nervous
there
about
for
things.
moral support.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Okay, so I just don't want to do what I always do when I get nervous, because you all have seen me
We
when
will
I'm
give
nervous.
you a bowl.
Please.
It will be great.
She has a bowl. You have a bowl. I need a bowl.
Well, I know I have a bowl, but I might need a third bowl and a fifth bowl and a lot of bowls, because...
I will be there to remind you.
We will be behind you, sending good vibes at your back.
Just at back? Not at all of Sam?
Well, if we're sitting behind her and she's facing other people, unless we surround her in 360, it's hard to send vibes at her front.
Okay.
That was some really interesting logic.
It makes sense, though.
That logic is, yeah. Okay.
In the meantime, we'll just get really drunk.
Well, I can have a few drinks. I don't really want to get, like...
Why the hell did I learn that stupid spell if we can't get wasted and then not be hungover 5 minutes later?
Oh, wait, I forgot about that.
You don't want to get wasted on the salty semen?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm
Okay.
just gonna start pounding back drinks.
Okay.
So gather here, my
Together here!
Yay!
No, he's stealing.
The best.
Persie's just bawling.
After a few minutes, the doors just bust open, but don't see anybody like enter in, because as Phantom is running around as he's sniffing everyone in the bar, and everyone's like, "What the Phantom?" He stands up like on a table, feet on the table, next to someone.
He crawls over the table.
I hold my drink out for him. Do you want some?
You can't give a
Jumps over the table, knocks over plates and platters, jumps from table to table.
I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Putting stuff
He
back.
likes some. I just drink the rest of it.
God.
Yep, he is happily imbibing.
Yay, drunk Phantom.
Stop giving my familiar ale, okay?
Phantom?
No! Not you too! No! Okay. If he's your familiar, I'm sure he's been drunk several times already.
I resent that statement.
A little presumptuous.
You resent or you resemble
The
that
words
statement.
came out of Sill's mouth. The drunkard.
Saying that.
If nothing else, you're halfway through a drink, you pass out. What happens to the other half of your drink?
I would never pass out halfway through.
While they're arguing, I'm gonna put my bug down.
Yes.
And
I would always finish it first. You always finish it the salty semen.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all giving Phantom booze.
Yep.
All of us. Like, I've got 2 months of time.
I'm now
None
just
of them
imagining
is
all the
down
videos
here.
of the giant snails.
You know, I'm just gonna make Phantom throw up on each and every one of you.
And he just
I have a wax shell.
You're
It's
kind of
like
these big
right
old
off.
sad droopy eyes.
You're probably gonna throw up.
Just make sure you do it on her.
No.
How do we know? He might hold his liquor better than you do. We don't know.
He's Faye. He's...
Guys, I
As you
think
see
we're all
him, he's
being
kind of like
very
he's sitting there looking at you, and
judgmental.
he's kind of like,
And I'm holding a mug down for him.
Come on. We don't know what's gonna happen after today. We need to make all memories.
So I'm gonna Zan, let me borrow your bowl real quick.
No!
I'm gonna fill it with ale and put it on the ground.
Oh my god, I'm just not even stopping it at this point. I feel
He
like
drinks.
you're probably that's true. You're too drunk at this point. He's having too much fun.
he seems to be really enjoying himself. Don't know
Put
why.
on the mom act.
If he dies, he'll come back tomorrow. It's fine.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I told you so.
Oh my goodness, no. Sure, you can have the like half piece that's left.
Oh, there's like a half piece in this one. Do you
Here.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So,
Oh, I also have lollipops.
Someone called Peter.
Those big ass lollipops.
Oh my god.
They're big bears.
Alright, and then
so you're all hanging out,
Uh-huh.
getting drunk. Everyone make Constitution checks.
Shit.
Just a con check.
Get one check.
Yeah, that's a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
16.
16.
18.
18.
19.
Nice.
15.
14.
I am fucking toe up.
That was the point.
Because we're
Zan?
all buying one drink for me, one drink for Zan.
You all are
One drink for Zan.
feeling it pretty good. You know, you got a nice buzz going on. Zan's asleep on the table. Just
Like on top of the table? Like on the
yeah,
I'm
because
curled up on
Yeah.
a corner of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there's
Fetal
no room.
position.
Like legitimately, if this were the
Yeah,
table, she'd
at
fit
this
like
point-
right here.
Is it
Her
so?
and we need to take Phantom are all curled
All
up.
of the empty glasses are now being stacked around you, so the second you move, timber.
No, I'm trying to stack them on top of her.
Yeah.
They're not glasses; they're like wooden mugs.
I'm trying
But
to
when you
mount
finish
them on top of her.
when you finish one, it's taken away, refilled, and given back.
Is there like
Fine, ruin our fun.
I'm gonna take her bowl that I'm assuming is now empty, the one that Phantom was using.
Yep.
Turn it upside down.
Legends of Avantris is rating with 14 viewers.
Welcome to Dice Ministry. This is Crit Chicks, our Wednesday night D&D game where I DM for these lovely ladies in Dungeons and Dragons. They're getting drunk right now, so tune in at the right time.
Whee! So how's Phantom doing?
At the
Phantom?
Salty Seaman.
At the Salty Seaman.
That's the name of the bar. Legit.
Phantom's fucked up.
Me and
Phantom
Phantom are all curled
is-
up together on the table.
He's like when dogs sleep in that deep sleep, and they have those dreams where he's just like.
yeah.
His legs kind of twitch a little bit. He's chasing something in his sleep. He's fucked up.
When he does that, I'm gonna scratch his butt. Good boy. You get him. You get him. Good boy.
He just rolls to his back, still asleep.
Start rubbing the belly.
Alright, so we need to make sure. What time is it?
It's like noon.
Yeah.
Noon.
Yeah.
Nothing like getting shit faced in the morning.
Barkeep's like, right? As he's like drinking the beer. And it's from one of the mugs that you guys just stopped drinking out of.
This is a tasty
Oh, right.
semen special. Chug, chug, chug.
Salty! As he keeps drinking.
Salty semen.
Tasty salty semen special.
It didn't make me till like
That's such a rock thing. I mean, it's tasty to me.
Lala wants to, and one of the times she goes over to get refills, wants to ask the man at the table bar.
The table bar. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yep.
We are obviously not from these parts.
Yeah, you don't say.
Don't be rude.
Just saying.
Salty. Are there things
Also a
that,
semen, but no.
are there things of the local place that we should see? Interesting things that we would not see in other places?
There's a fish market.
Oh, excellent. Anything else? She is blood cat. Shut up, that's racist.
yes, racist. I don't even know
Yeah,
what
we're all just fucked up at the beginning. Racist.
He just says.
She's not part cat, she's whole cat.
He says.
Did you say polecat?
You're asleep.
He just
Jesus,
says.
piped
This
up
is
in her
Havermont.
sleep.
This is a small fishing village. We don't have much here except people who are probably a little terrified of you all, but
Do you have any bakeries? You hear from across the room.
there are a few ovens in town that the folk use to bake, but there are no actual bakeries per se.
Holy shit, there's no bakeries.
I'm sleeping.
Oh shit.
If you're a tiny town, how do you have repairmen for an airship?
But not from here.
Okay.
Well, not to indulge in your racist comments, but I would like to see the fish market.
I would like to see the fish market.
See Nassar? Come on, Nassar.
Phantom, do you want to see the fish
I
market?
want to see a fish market.
Let's go. Somebody has to carry that.
I can still No, I can't I need more ale.
We'll leave Zan with you. To the fish market.
I'm doing fish market.
I'm gonna be back by 9 p.m.
There's
Don't
only
worry, I
two
put your
places to
bowl in
go.
your
It's
head.
Tasman and the fucking fish
That
market.
really is it. This is a very small town.
going.
Yeah, it's you should see my notes on this. They're very, very sparse. So you guys, those of you who are able, so who's all going?
Me.
Okay, so you're staying with Zan?
I'm staying with Zan.
Apparently,
Is-
I'm still
is-
sleeping on the table.
is Phantom
because nobody
staying on the
thought to
table?
wake me up.
Asleep?
He's sleeping.
Well, it's a drunken stupor. It might be kind of hard to wake you up.
Yeah, I guess he can stay with
We have
Xan.
plenty of time to get back and let her work her magics to wake this one up. So
Yeah. Don't you want to wake up without a hangover?
yeah.
Oh my god, I have communicate with animals now.
You have to what?
I have communicate with animals now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck yeah! I can do.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
So, as you guys all head out, there's a switch. A human woman takes over the bar. Go ahead.
Freedom has helped out with $7.77. The donation was entitled to, bear with me, God needs to learn the new layout.
DM, take your D6
Inspiration die.
Thanks.
Choose how you use it. Oh, wait, that was a little caveat. DM, you get a D6 inspiration die, but you get to choose how you use it.
Oh, I will.
What else is he gonna do?
So,
I know where you sleep at night.
Woo!
I know. I'm not afraid.
I'll talk to you.
He's afraid, but he likes it.
So Phantom's staying, passed out with Zan. But you see this woman, she takes over, the man gets up and leaves. Looks like he might be the night bartender. And then switch out at noon. But the woman kind of sits down as you guys are leaving all, and she kind of looks at you all kind of weird. And she goes down and sits. And she's got brown hair, kind of flecks of gray in there. She looks a little... She's not old. Maybe in her like mid to late 30s. But she has this one nasty scar like down her face right here. She just kind of looks at you all, kind of nods and goes and sits down. As she walks by, she sees the passed out gnome and pit bull that are on the table with the blue Eladrin sitting there by herself with her. But as you guys leave to head towards the fish market.
Yeah, we'll be back for them. They're just sleeping it off.
Throw Silver at her. I'm not sleeping. Take care of them.
Yet? She will be soon. They're harmless.
Will do.
Yeah.
And she goes and sits.
The little one has a temper. I'm just leaving.
Okay. So you all drunkenly walk out into Habermont.
I rolled an 18. I'm
I rolled a
okay. I rolled a 19.
No, yeah, but you guys were drinking for a couple hours.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we're
You gave him 2 gold. Like that's
You
gonna
kept
get
us
you.
supply.
Yeah,
We can still walk, but we're drunk.
yeah, you guys drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just
That's
not
drunk.
passed
Just
out.
on that line.
Functional drunk.
Just on that line. That's the best line.
You guys are Vegas drunk,
I love Vegas.
but
Vegas drunk.
you're not in Vegas. You're in like Wilcox.
Oh, we're yeah.
You're like in Wilcox.
We're in like fucking. We're in nowhere.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
in nowhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, we're either Middle or Scottsdale drunk.
Yeah. So you guys start making your way towards the fish market, the directions that you're given to get there. It's not very far, and you quickly pick up the smell that leads you directly to the fish market. And fish market is nothing but about 8 or 9 tents just set up, and there are a variety of sea fish that are available to purchase.
Anything we wouldn't have seen before.
Make a nature check.
I want to find the ugliest one.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
What'd you say?
A
Nature.
check?
Nature.
Yeah.
See, the druid's
Aw.
not great at nature checks.
See, I am, but I rolled very low.
Okay, so what'd you guys...
10.
Okay.
I got a 6.
Cool. They're all very pretty fish.
Oh,
Pretty fish.
I don't know what I
No, it's... But you guys... These are all fish you're not familiar with. Like, they're all very strange. Not strange, but I mean... Like, that's a sturgeon, but I haven't seen a sturgeon like that before. Big old fish, but you're used to like the more like grayish silver sturgeon from where you're from, but this one is like a dark brown with a stripe along its side. Like the same kind of fish you've seen before, but
it's
just
slightly
different, like a different regional type fish.
Who wants to find the friendliest looking person in the tent?
Okay. Friendliest looking person is probably a like 4 or 5 year old little girl who looks like she's helping her mom. Okay.
Can I please talk with the kid?
Sure.
Talk to the adults.
So the nicest looking adult will probably be her mom,
Yeah.
who is probably mid 40s, and she is deftly cleaning, gutting fish, like quickly, just like ripping out the guts, throwing them to this nice pile behind, and you all have a moment of like, thank God Phantom's not here, because
Luell's not second guessing looking for nicest person because of her questions, but Luell is looking. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Luell's from East. Yes, Luell's face can cause
The cat folk, right?
Yes. Better reaction than earlier, so Luell, yes. Luell has questions for very nice lady. Or, you can point Luell in the direction of other person, but Luell would like to know if there are poisonous fishes?
Yeah, there's one, actually I have one right here. She kind of reaches down and she came up in the net and she pulls up this, it's a smaller fish, about that big, but it has these two teeth that kind of poke up from underneath the lower jaw.
How did that go again?
But yeah, she pulls up this small little fish about yay big, and she says, these are poisonous. We don't cook them because poison.
What do you do with them?
Well, when they come up, we just kind of discard them, and then they go into a compost, and they're used for the farms on the other side of the
Do you know what the poison does?
It makes, if you eat too much of it, it can kill you, but usually it just makes you sick.
Like sick or like
Both sides. Both
fun stuff.
I was waiting for the other sound effect.
How many would all of the tents have these fishes? That they would just be discarded?
Sometimes. You can ask around. Why? Are you looking to buy them?
Yes. Well, doesn't really matter. You would be discarding.
Tabaxi are immune to poison.
Make a persuasion check.
They really like the taste of poisonous fish, apparently.
It's
weird.
A what?
Such a bad lie.
I know.
Persuasion, you said?
Persuasion check.
Oh no.
With advantage?
Ooh!
18.
That's
18.
not bad.
She's kind of like, you're not gonna poison any folk with them.
No. Luell is healer. Luell wants to study the poisons to make sure that she knows how to fix.
Okay, well I have that one there. I'll give it to you for 2 copper.
Luell will happily pay you. Well, I'll give you 3 copper because you have been so kind.
Well, thank you.
Now, do you know of anybody else who might have more fishes?
You know what? I'll go ask. Why don't I do that
Thank you.
for you? And she goes out and she asks around. She brings back 6.
Nice.
Fantastic.
So you have 7 poisonous fishes.
Yes. And that's 2 copper apiece.
And I have 7. I have 7 poisonous fishes.
7 poisonous fish.
7 poisonous fish.
So as this is happening, you see this little 4-year-old girl, this very sweet, blonde-looking little girl, and she has this little table set in front of her, and she's putting the smaller fish, and she's setting the smaller fish from the catch like on the table, and she's just cleaning the fish just like her mom. She pulls out a small little like cleaver and chops the head off, and
She's my favorite person ever.
Elena's gonna
She's-
accept that.
Whoa.
Elena's not here.
Elena's gonna shank her.
I think this other
hang
girl
on,
knows
I
how
have to
handle
write a
mine.
campaign arc. Hang on, guys, I got this. So she's sitting there, and she doesn't seem to pay much attention. She seems pretty focused on her duties, and she's, she's still 4. She's not doing a great job, but she, as quick as a 4-year-old can, with sharp objects, she's doing a pretty damn good job.
I just want to sit down in front of her so I'm like kind of on eye level.
Okay.
Say,
Hi.
She looks up. You're a turtle.
I am. Do you know what turtles like a lot?
Their shells?
Yes, but also fish.
You want some fish?
I do.
How many fish do you want?
What's your favorite one?
I like pike a lot.
Okay, I want whatever pike you think is the coolest one.
She looks at her
You
mom,
pick one.
and her mom's like, just charge her the right amount. It's fine. She goes back to working, and she runs off. comes back with this it's like a almost like an 18-inch long fish. And she's holding it in her hand and she's kind of like waddling awkwardly, bringing it back to you. She says, "This is a good one."
Oh, that's awesome. Has it been gutted yet?
It has. And she pulls the part and it's clean.
That's awesome. Did you gut this one?
No, Mom did that one.
Oh, okay. Well, I want this one, and I also want one that you got because you're doing a super good job.
Okay, this one is 7 copper. She kind of slaps that down and then she goes.
So I want your favorite one that you've gutted.
Looks down the ones that she's gutted. Hang on. And she grabs a fresh one from the bucket, cleans it, chops the head off. That one's on me.
Oh. I think we're silver.
She's like, "Silver. It's got silver." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it." The mom says as she kind of like pops the silver into a bag.
Yeah. What's your name?
You talking to the little girl?
Yeah.
Bethany.
Bethany. Nice. I'm Yordle.
Yordle. I like that name.
Yeah, it's Yordle the Turtle, so it's easy to remember.
That's fun. Mom, can my name be Yordle the Turtle? And her mom's like, "Please no."
Yeah. But you know what? You can be Bethany the Lethany. Yeah.
What's a Lethany?
You. You're a Lethany.
I'm Bethany the Lethany.
Yes.
She says proudly.
Cool. Well, my friends and I are going to be here for a couple weeks, so we might have to stop by and just see, if you're, like, we're going to be bored a lot, so, if we might want somebody to entertain us from time to time, like, if you get any breaks, we might have to just play a little bit or something.
Okay.
Doesn't sound horrible. I know, right?
Yeah.
I know
I have candy.
I know he's going to be
Completely
such...
blacked out windowed carriage.
Why are you doing this on me?
I'm not there.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Well then.
Okay, that's all. Thank you for the fish. What's the best way to cook them? Is there a local special way to cook them?
You say that, and the mom kind of speaks up. She says, "The best way for the pike, they're kind of a flakier fish. So you might want to fry that, sear it, and then the smaller one."
What is the small one?
It's just a pickerel. It's nothing fancy. You can grill it or whatever you'd like to do.
Cool. Are there any special fish dishes of the area? Making you think all this random stuff. I'm sorry.
We batter it and fry it.
Cool. I'm gonna take it back to the Hellcat and
Have Rocksha not cook
right.
it.
I'm gonna
Hey,
totally.
she did good on that one asparagus.
I know. I'm totally gonna try to make Rocksha cook.
The one that you guys had in the dream.
Yeah.
Her dream
Yeah.
cooking.
I'm
Yes.
gonna make
Her
Rocksha.
dream cooking was real good.
One asparagus.
Yeah.
guy.
I'm gonna make Rocksha cook.
One successful asparagus. The others are probably
In her wildest dreams, she cooks one
And then one was
asparagus.
all perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Perfectly seasoned.
Yeah, I'm gonna make Rocksha cook the pike, and then I'm gonna cook the little girl's fish,
Okay.
so that I can hopefully actually do it.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys are at the fish market. Those of you that wanted to go. Anything else you guys wanted at the fish market? Okay.
What about her neurotoxin? She's happy.
Okay.
I like that Luell knows the name of what this thing is.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, I was gonna scope out the local hotties, but they all smell like fish.
Yeah.
You apparently don't
Perssie-
have a problem.
There's.
She likes her fish alcohol.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah, there's Perssie standards.
Perssie, we
And-
might as well wait till the next time, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's
that-
kind of.
Besides, where are you gonna take them to? Back to the Hellcat? Might be kind of awkward.
Why? Why would that be awkward? It's not like you guys haven't seen it before.
Well, and would Sil mind?
Why would still mind?
I don't know.
What about Z? Aren't you trying to get all up in Z's work thing?
I was, but I don't know if we can trust anyone on the ship after the whole, trying to murder Sil thing.
You kind of did the whole zone of truth thing.
Yeah, but she.
We also did that on
They did it with
Viscount,
her.
and apparently he loaded the mysterious man who's turned her into a condition on ships.
But he also could have been controlled
I'm
or not known.
I'm a nomadic spirit. I'd rather not be tied down.
Do a salty seaman?
You want a salty semen special?
You're not there!
No, you were still babysitting me.
Can we go back now? I think we should probably wake up Zan and make sure she's okay for her whole meeting.
So you guys make your way back towards Salty Seaman. During this, Zan, you eventually, you kind of come to consciousness. Still very fuzzy, still very drunk. And you are shocked by this green and purple direwolf that is just looming over you for a split second, as all of a sudden you realize it's just Raksha wearing her mantle, just sitting there kind of looking at you, really drinking her beer.
Hi. How long was I asleep?
It's been 40 minutes.
Half hour. I don't know.
Power down. More ale. Oh God.
As you go to lift more ale, there's a half-drunk ale in your hand still that you managed to keep.
I'm gonna drink the rest of it. More ale.
Another ale comes. And then you see your friends arrive back into the Salty Seaman. And that's when you see Zan drinking, sloppily drinking out of a mug, laying on top of the table, Phantom curled up behind her legs, just passed out asleep, and Raksha just sitting there, being Raksha, just as you guys enter into the tavern.
You're still drinking?
Yes.
No. You're just gonna walk in and slap both fish down on the table. Oh.
No, it's more like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
So,
place is so boring.
Pike lands next to you and this little fish.
Does
It
Phantom
smell
wake
like
up?
heavily of fish.
Does Phantom wake up?
No.
Fuck.
That's how you know.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom gut.
Okay. I don't throw up.
Good.
I rolled a 19.
Good. You're fine. Oh yeah, you're fine.
I'm gonna look at the big pike and look, they gutted it and turn it around so it's facing Zan.
I'm a pike!
Look, they cleaned it! It's nice and clean! Should I cook it?
Natural 20.
Yes.
I don't throw up.
I get to cook this?
Yes.
We trust you.
I can't wait to go cook this. I mean, we're all gonna go cook this.
What time is it at this point?
Roll a charisma saving throw.
It's almost 1 o'clock. It's only been 5 minutes.
Charisma save.
Yeah.
For what?
12.
Explain your autumn form. As Raksha gets very, very excited, you see her blue skin start to fade.
And, oh wait.
Oh, and I'm still super drunk, so I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I remember where I saved it this time.
If I remember correctly, it was like a...
Yeah, so her...
Is this the form that you were in?
No,
No,
this
that's
is different.
summer.
That was summer.
This is my autumn form. So my skin's like a burnt orange color. My hair's like a red, bright red, color of leaves in autumn. And so it's kind of short. My eyes are really bright yellow, like the leaves in autumn. And I have markings that are shaped kind of swirl-like, but it's like a dark brick red, so it doesn't stand out too much.
They
And-
curl up her
When
arm
we
and
have-
face.
Is that similar to what Nasara's dude looks like?
Well,
No.
But he is of the autumn.
Yeah, he is like the
he's
autumn.
an archfey.
Yeah.
So he can be...
Any faction. I'm gonna grab the pike. Are you allergic to fish?
I'm gonna,
No, I love fish! I'm so excited to cook this! Thank you, Zan!
That's not Zan, that's you.
I mean, you know.
That's how excited she is.
Yes!
I see
Slowly
all
give
the
her
pretty
back the
colors.
fish.
I'm going to crawl across the table to her and touch her face and go, "You're so
Well, thank you, you're so pretty too. I'm gonna start petting your
I was
face.
gonna scoop up Zan
I'm
around.
gonna lie. This is you I
I
gotta talk to my
really
patron about this whole changing color thing. I wanna do that.
Are you still Raksha?
Yes, but she never lets me come out to play.
Alright,
I
I
like
think we
this
should go back to Hellcat now to fix up Zan.
And I'm not picking no! I want to know more!
I'm just trying to pet Zan's hair. It's so pretty. Look at all the curls.
Well, I was going back to the Hellcat.
We can all wander back to the Hellcat while this is happening.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow. I'm just trying to pet
I'm
her
gonna put
hair.
I'm like, I'm
he just-
reaching.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Doesn't even move. He just you see him just into the ring.
So like, all right, honey, let's get you ready. And I'm just gonna tap her and cast on sorcery.
Okay.
Because she's like holding it and be like, in the face.
And your buzz just disappears.
I said I would.
You're still really pretty.
Thank you. Are you all hungry? I really can't wait to cook this fish and have a lavish feast for everybody.
Okay.
Yes. So now we know what's for dinner.
I'm not sure if I love or hate this new option.
I kind of really.
No, I love you.
No, she's kind of great.
I kind of like
Kind
her.
of great.
Well, you can put me down now.
Okay.
Thank you.
As she sits you down, you realize you really have to pee. Bladder hurts. Have to pee.
2 seconds. I'm gonna run off the side of the road.
Yeah.
Drop trowel and piss right there.
2. Sam, where are you?
I'm right here. I just had to pee really bad, and all you hear is.
It's like the pebbles from the beach, you know. So it's like loud and
Oh my god.
not a soft impact.
Don't let it hit the fish. Well, no, don't let it hit the fish.
I'm far enough away. It's fine. It's fine.
Nitrates, you know, hey.
Oh God.
No, I don't think that would bring out the right flavors in it. We need to have a lavish
What does
feast.
this one know about cooking?
Because there's no such thing as simple meals. We all must have an extravagant feast every day. For the rest of our lives.
Ooh, I really like this new
Love does
action.
not like this new action. Well, Mrs.
So,
What?
how many rakshas are there? Technically, one quarter? 4?
Yeah.
4
One
4
for
seasons.
Raksha.
I am Raksha. She is me, but she
Has
never
a
lets
negative
me
1 to
out.
intelligence. So.
So, which Raksha was born Raksha?
The mopey dreary one, the sad one, the blue girl. Why is she sad?
Because she's blue.
Lights up again, playing off to the ship.
I kind of want her back.
Wait, so what do we have to do to
Back
get
to the
Spring
group.
Raksha?
What's? Oh
So
god,
summer
what's
is
spring
angry,
Raksha?
autumn is
two
super happy.
Make
Winter
history
is
checks.
sad. So spring is.
Natural 20.
I'm really bad at this. Can I hit horny round?
Love knows her fate.
So roll nature check. That's fine.
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
nature's fine.
Oh, 18.
18. So, winter represents death and sadness and the loss of the what summer brought.
Right.
So summer is all about the fierceness of the heat and waiting for the fields to be sown.
Right.
Whereas autumn's about celebrating Thanksgiving, about celebrating the harvest, the feasts. It's a very giving time. Winter's the sadness.
Spring is fucking yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so what do we have? Wait, okay, so what needs to happen in order for Spring Raksha to come out?
Put her in a closet with Perssie for 7 minutes.
Well, as
color
you
you
all
turn?
know, I may not be a virgin, but I hate to say this is the one thing Blue and I share. We didn't really like it. We tried it once to see, what it was like.
Who with?
Some elf.
You're clearly not
maybe
doing it.
that elf didn't know shit. Okay.
Well, wait, I have to. Is it a male elf or a female elf?
Yes.
Okay.
I like how it travel around the table.
At the same time.
Well, things that make you go, well, not. You know what? Well, maybe not in Havermont, but we'll get you laid. It's fine.
I'm really good at that.
You are. Please,
Getting
teach me.
people laid.
As she says that, I'm gonna walk up. She's real good at
Did she
it.
teach you too?
Well, she didn't teach me, but she paid for it.
Sorry, you wanted to tell about Crow's Nest, like up there?
I mean, I found Dorn, didn't I?
Did you?
I did.
Yeah,
Remember
she
that
did.
that was when you were dancing with Azrael, and I was like, no, I need to get laid, bitches.
It was just a random
random
random crowd person dance with him.
I think that's the ones where is there a random hot guy around? Roll for perception. 18. All right.
That's exactly how that went.
Yeah. So apparently, I'm really good at that.
Now I can't say no.
So would you say you're a master at getting people laid?
I would.
I mean, I wouldn't. That's really.
Okay, but
I
she
feel like
walked
that's
into
really
a brothel
self-advertising.
and paid. That's
Okay,
not mastership.
but that's not what she did the first time.
She auctioned off your virginity. That's
But she
That-
didn't know I was a virgin.
Yes, she-
Tell any-
I did.
No, you didn't. None of us
But-
knew that. No.
she still auctioned you off.
And you had fun, didn't you?
I did.
You can auction me off. I'm not a virgin though.
No, please, no. I'm going up.
So
Tell you
eventually,
what, next town.
Okay, so are we back at the Hellcat?
you guys have by the time you've made your way back to the Hellcat, the fog has receded beyond the Hellcat, so now you can see the whole village, Havermont, which is maybe 24 or 30 buildings total.
Wow.
But and it's a small wharf that you guys that the Hellcat is parked on. You guys make your way back to the Hellcat. Are you cooking the fish for
Yes.
dinner? Okay. Autumn Raksha can cook.
I was gonna ask. Does
It's good.
Nice.
It's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good food.
Autumn Raksha can cook. No roll. It's delicious. Everything is paired well. She even like talks to Syl about getting the right wines and everything. Like it's weird. It's seeing a completely different person in the same body.
But is it
Tasty.
awesome weird?
It's awesome weird.
Okay.
Yeah. It's awesome
Luell
weird.
does not think this is awesome. And Luell does not.
I do.
I'm gonna
having
take a
great
nice
time.
cut of the not the pike. What was the big one?
The
That
pike.
was the pike. The pike. Luell, look! It's so delicious. I made you a piece. Don't cats like fish?
Racist. And she's gonna go up top. Well, this is old Raksha.
But did I say something wrong? I thought cats liked fish. All the cats back home, they like fish.
Racist.
About what time are we looking at?
So about dinner time. After dinner, you kind of fade back to regular Raksha. Is it just kind of like your normal form? Kind of the blue one comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after dinner, it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
You guys have had some time on the Hellcat. Still's hung out with you all. But yeah, you guys are on the Hellcat at the moment. About 6:30, 7 o'clock.
So how are you feeling?
I don't want to leave.
We don't want you to leave. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
This is why Luell does not make deals. This is why Luell does not have God. Luell does not want to leave friends unless by Luell's choice. But Luell not wanted this choice. Luell makes a stupid choice.
Well, this is still
But
Zan's
Luell-
choice.
Luell understands. Luell respects. Luell does not do well with missing the peoples.
We can still talk.
Luell knows.
I won't take it off, I promise.
You
Better not. You better not.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to talk to you guys whenever you want to talk.
Whenever, no matter what you're doing.
No matter what I'm doing.
No matter who you're doing.
No matter what. Well, I probably won't be doing anybody. It is a walk of piety.
I mean, that's a type of battle.
Lots of things can happen on the walk. A walkabout.
Yeah.
Let's find out what it is exactly that's expected of me before we start making any assumptions, because assumptions make an ass out of you and unction.
What's an option?
I don't know. I think it's a wild. Well, is that a wild creature?
Luell does not know.
I want
Raksha, is that a wild creature?
Can I tame and ride one?
I want an umption.
I don't umption. That
Sill's like looking at you all like.
Still, is this wild creature that Luell does not know about?
Yes. Make an insight check.
9.
9. You believe her.
Nice.
Horrible. You guys all were like, that was a horrible lie. We're so caught. Oh.
Luell imagines
She
it's
bought
very
it.
small. Very very small. Easy to hunt.
I'm imagining like a miniature hippo.
Is it like
It's a pygmy hippo.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like a good Yeah, that's exactly Fizzig. Yeah.
Biscuit, yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking about.
So whenever you're ready.
I am going to trudge toward the hill.
Okay.
Mountain thing.
So,
Where I was pointed to go.
and you all follow?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And I am like
I'm following with Phantom out there.
taking my time. I'm like kicking rocks.
Smelling the
and-
flowers.
Yep, I am doing everything I
Oh, wait,
can.
is this so like Aslan? Right? All I'm imagining is Chronicles of Rhodia.
Oh, stop! That makes me cry every time.
Oh.
We should put her on Phantom's back, then it really will be like Chronicles of Narnia.
No!
So you guys slowly make your way.
Wait, so the lion rides in on a dog's back?
Yep.
No, but the kids ride in on the lion's back.
Okay, we just.
So you guys,
Is that gonna get rat folk after this?
you guys make your way through Havermont. You keep your eye on the hill that you're pointed to.
Yeah.
Both moons are out, so you can see it in the night sky. You see there's like small bits of fog that kind of cruise up to it and then shoot up as it hits the mountainside. It's not a very big hill, but it definitely stands over the town itself.
Yeah.
You guys cross through the town barrier, and you begin walking up this hill where you start seeing these low green foliage turn to trees as you make your way up to the top, slowly trudging along.
I am not thrilled with the idea of leaving my friends.
When you get to the top, you all see this lone man standing there in this gray robe with that massive medallion hanging over his neck. As he just stands there on top of the mountain.
I'll keep walking until I'm right in front of him.
Okay, get close to him. He says, "You stand upon the place of Gavagir's ascension. From here he walks to the clash, far to the south." And he just kind of points in like a southwestern direction. His chosen must walk that path. You must fight who you must fight. Whether it's for monetary gain or to help those who need it. He cares not. But you must fight. From here to there. It will be a long journey. And he kind of reaches behind him and he pulls out this very battered great axe and he sets it down. And he says, "All that you own must stay here. And this is what you must take."
Can I leave what I own with my friends?
Yes.
I'm gonna take off all of my gear, my traveling pack, the torque, my brace, or no, can I leave the brace? with them?
Bracers can stay because they're given you by Gavagir.
Okay. The torque. Shit, what else do I
They can
have?
go over the exacts.
Yeah. I start handing you guys all of my stuff. Can you guys please keep this safe for me?
Of course.
I want it back. Especially my axe, Raksha.
I'm just polishing her axe. I'll keep it clean and sharp for you.
You can use it until I come back. Trust me.
I'll keep it safe.
You might really like it.
Fire burns.
Mm-hmm.
Does Zan
Hello.
get to keep her ring?
Oh.
He shakes his head no.
I take it off and swallow it really quick.
He's like, "Yeah, you can't leave for 2 days."
You want to get God smoke? That's how you get God smoke.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
take off the ring.
Cold ring.
Keep my things safe for me.
I promise.
I love you guys.
We're holding all this hostage.
Yeah.
Because that means you have to come back to us.
I will. I promise I'll be back. I don't know how long this is gonna take. But I'll find you.
Damn well better.
You are very speedy for such short legs.
Yeah. Pretty quick, so you know.
It's kind of terrifying.
A little bit, yeah. But I'll catch up with you. Just do me a favor. Say goodbye to Azrael for me. And let Syl know I said thank you. I'm gonna pick up the axe and start walking.
Okay. And as you all watch your friend Zan start walking towards the southwest, you see her disappear down the hillside into the foliage below. And suddenly you're all alone on the hilltop. The man who was there with you is no longer there. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
So now I get to make my announcement. Guys, I have to leave the Crit Chicks for a while. My job, yay job. Unfortunately, my schedule won't allow for me to be on Wednesday nights. However, I will still be on the Natural One show on Sundays when we come back from hiatus. So you guys can catch me on Natural One on Sundays. We all know how work is. Sometimes you don't get a choice. So I've loved playing with you guys. You guys are amazing and awesome people, and I'm gonna miss you guys like crazy.
We're gonna hang out like every day.
Oh,
so
yeah.
don't even act like it's
I know, but I'm with my schedule being as weird as it is, I may not be able to hang out all that much. So
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not the end of
You
Zan.
can't get rid of us.
Yeah.
Oh no, Zan will be back.
We didn't kill off Zan, like we killed off the lane. But yeah, it's been Naomi was the first of this group, minus my wife, that I played D&D with. We played D&D before we even
started
on the channel.
Yeah.
That was a good time. And
I had her first. Don't act like
I'm not saying you didn't. Calm the hell down.
Had her
Defensive
first.
essay.
No.
no.
Well, don't leave that.
Remember who you're talking to. Come on.
So real quick, if anybody has anything to say about Naomi or Zan or Trin.
We love you.
We love Zan.
Now's the time.
And we're so excited that you got a job even though that means you have to leave us.
Yeah.
Adulting is so fun.
Yes.
But it's adulting.
But it's an awesome job.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I work with Nick.
Yay!
So that's
I mean,
cool.
do you count that as a benefit though?
Yeah.
Hey. Give me that Yoon mini.
That was my gift to her. You don't get to take that.
We have a few people in chat who have just tuned in for the first time and will miss you terribly already.
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you
That's
guys.
awesome.
I
Thank
really
you guys
appreciate it.
for
I'm
tuning
sorry for the tears. I was not happy
That's
about having to make this
okay.
decision.
For anyone who's watching who hasn't played D&D, I highly recommend that you try it out because you will gain the best friends you've ever had in your entire life. Playing make-believe with grown-ass adults.
Yes.
It's fantastic. I highly recommend it, and you get moments like these that you remember forever. So check it out, definitely. All right. Is there anything else?
Oh, as soon as I can get my schedule switched back, you bet your asses I will be back.
Oh yeah. For sure. I love it. Lunchtime D&D group.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
It is
yes.
very tempting because a chick in my class plays D&D.
Nice.
Just saying.
Seriously. Work D&D group.
I'm not saying goodbye because I don't do that sort of thing.
Well, I'm
Plus,
also
I'll see
you
you
on
Sunday.
Sundays.
Yeah.
We're all getting together on Sunday. It's fine.
So, real quick, if anybody has the cool moments that they want to reminisce about Zan real quick, it'd be really cool if we could have anything to say about Zan.
Any of my craziness that struck y'all?
Yeah.
Start on.
Writing.
Let's me couch the way.
Yeah.
For your first time.
And being like, oh, I'm getting that constitution. Ooh, I made that constitution. Yeah. Ooh, I made that one.
I'm riding the orc.
I'm really sorry for auctioning off your virginity. Dude, I didn't know you were a virgin.
Oh my gosh.
Do you guys remember an orc with a giant penis?
Do you guys remember when we were at the tavern and you entered a fucking arm wrestling contest and you won?
Yes! That was badass.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I think
The whole festival was amazing.
Yeah.
I know that was so fun.
The little tiny gnome.
Wait, didn't she beat somebody in a magic contest?
What?
She beat you in a magic contest.
Yes!
When you were really drunk.
You were really drunk.
Well, I was really drunk.
She
might have never actually cast anything.
Sabriel's favorite moment of Zan was getting thrown by the Goliath.
That was Trip.
No, that was Zan.
No,
That was Zan.
Mila
Or
Shit, I
Zan.
forgot about that.
As an attack.
Yes, I forgot about that.
That's terrifying.
That was terrifying and fucking amazing.
Yep. I think that was like our first actual episode. That was our first
Yeah, it
episode.
was.
Yeah, first or second. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I completely forgot about
I know.
that.
Even though my character wasn't there for that, I still loved you goading Perssie into trying the shrooms down in the basement of the bakery.
I did not goad her.
Yes, you did.
I just
yes,
said
you did. You did.
And if you want to.
You offered and were like, yeah, you can't. I don't know.
There was some peer pressure there. There was some
definitely.
There was a little bit of minor peer pressure, but it was
Well,
fine.
you have to be.
But you have to be this short to ride this ride.
Apparently. Fucking half.
Oh
I
man.
don't know, I like her beating the old lady in the middle of the forehead with a fucking
I
forgot
about that.
That was awesome. Like, take my gold, bitch. Try to help out. Oh man.
And she just left in there too.
I know. After I had a campaign arc, hang on.
Oh my god.
The Revenge of the Coin.
I thought that was Luelle's arc.
Shots fired.
I don't know what
It's
you're
the
talking
same
about.
coin all along. Plot twist. Nick's like writing all this down.
Example, the old lady.
The old lady was Vecna in disguise.
Oh shit.
He's just like, fuck, I have to change my whole story now.
Stop giving him ideas!
No, it's okay. Every NPC is Vecna. Don't worry about it. They're all Vecna.
Well,
Alright.
that makes sense.
We are all Vecna. I thought they were all Len.
Yeah.
Lenka.
Yeah, we're
They're all like,
Benjamin!
It's okay.
Leader, lender, leader, lender.
But
Lin
if
eater.
you guys
There we go.
want to
It's
hit
the
me
Len
on
ring.
social medias, you're more than welcome to. It's Trim the Rogue for everything. Everything. Insta, Snapchat, Facebook.
You can see it down below
Yeah.
our lovely faces. So.
Yeah.
Falcon Wolf wants to know what? The PC's virginity got sold? Yes.
For the record, Persie's a much better
Straight up
woman
for no
than
money.
y'all in the chat.
And that
thought
wasn't-
she is.
That was all the girls. That was all of them.
We are all 12-year-old
So
boys.
this one.
Okay,
But
just to get
we-
it all
Totally not inspired by our experience.
Yeah, the tiny little gnome.
Nobody
that
remembers
Jordan
our
launched off
geisha.
to his board.
Yeah.
That's like, how much bludgeoning damage right there?
I don't
None,
know.
because I rolled high on my Constitution roll.
I don't know, you were pretty damn sore the next day.
I was, but I
Miss,
still.
I'm gonna
Sad
climb the
sword.
stairs and sit down on each one on my way down.
Yep.
How many steps are there?
Do we remember how much gold it was for?
No, it was
None.
nothing.
There's
The
nothing.
bastard never paid me, and then he stole our gold and ran off.
Oh
You stole her virginity for free?
For $0
Yeah.
and 0
For
cents.
$0.
Yeah, because you were all enamored by his.
Well, okay.
By his large penis. By his
So
very
those of you
large-
tuning in for the first time,
This is what Crit Chicks
you will
is.
notice on Crit Chicks that I don't talk about dicks at all.
What's a dick?
Well, it's because you have one.
They
You
do.
play with it like all the time.
I have one too.
I have all 3.
It's a ding ding. My ding ding
Yeah, it's
dong.
in the box.
My
All right,
ding ding
guys.
dong. Ding ding dong.
Uh,
La-la-la.
So so we'll be ending the episode. Two special announcements. One announcement.
Guys.
As you play with your deck, Naomi's not going anywhere. She will be available on Sundays with our Natural One.
Still part of the channel.
Which, by the way, is taking a break. Is taking a hiatus for about a month. Our Natural One game on Sundays will be taking a break. We will be back very momentarily. We have some other programs launching. Please catch us this following Monday for Mondays with the Ministry, hosted by Danny and other guests, where we do lots of arts and crafts and painting and all sorts of nerdy things. And then join us next Wednesday for Crit Chicks. Same back channel.
I will try to tune in to watch, guys.
No.
Other than that, guys, we're going to be going. Yeah, more breaks. I know Levithons. I know it. Long story. But we're going to be rating. Good things. All good things. Yes.
For sure.
Improvements. Making the show better for you guys. Thank you for all their donations. Thank you for everybody who subscribed today. Real quick, actually, let's go through that real quick. To give some So thank you, a special thank you to Legends of Evantris and others for rating us. As far as our actual subscribers today, we've had thank you Freedom for your $7.77 of lucky donation, and then we also have a few subscriptions. We have Jason Fisher EOD, Phantom of Truth. And that's about it. So 1, 2, 3.
One.
Wow. Y'all rolling that one on that one.
If you missed the first half of today's episode, tune back in. But right now we're going to be rating our very, very good friend Cutright. So pay attention and also make a lot of noise when you get there.
Wait, and don't forget to check out the YouTube.
Yes, there
We're
are
on
two.
episodes of Crit Chicks every Monday.
Check it out, guys. It's awesome. All right.
Bye.
Good night.